Good evening, G-Man. Season 11, Division 3A for your Week 6 pre-cap. And, yet again, we have the almighty, the ruthless, the guy who tries to get all your players killed, Crystal Hunter. Evening, buddy.
Hello, everyone. I'm just trying to make everyone win, Bernie. That's the big difference.
Yeah, don't listen to him. Anyway, unlike me and Hunter, we've got someone who actually knows how to play Blood Bowl with us today. It's a coach from your division who's doing extremely well, and it is Wrekd from the Chaqua Changelings. Welcome, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
Yeah, definitely good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
We're actually it's quite funny because there's two things that happened this week. Big Ben came out with Blood Bowl 3 is going to happen with Cyanide, then they pulled it off. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure that's big news.
It off.
Yeah. There's a bit of a conspiracy theory. If you want to believe the Cuddle Crew, basically I decided I wasn't ready for it to be shown, so I said, look, I own Big Ben and Cyanide, so take it off. The normal people just pulled off. I suppose someone put it on there. Thought, you know what? We're getting a lot of questions, a lot of interest. We're not really ready yet. So let's just take it off, and maybe nobody noticed. But yeah, it's good to know that obviously Blood Bowl 3 is going to come out. It's going to come out with the new rules as well. What's great because then there'll be no more claw piling on. What I think is a big thing. Some people still think it is, but I think
there's just going to be claw. There's not going to be any piling on.
Exactly. Unless you want to ban a reroll. Yeah, you're just not going to take it.
16 rolls.
Yeah, you're just not going to do it. So that's really, really cool. There'll be obviously new star players as well, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. I'm still waiting for Case Pact all these years. Maybe, they'll do it maybe once. I mean, the funny thing is I've never played Case Pact, but it's just one of those things that bugged me. Is like, this is a team, an official team, but they've never put in the bloody thing. Even when they had Case Legend, they never put Case Pact in there.
You could always play them on Fumble or something like that. No?
I don't know. Probably. But this isn't Fumble. This is Blood Bowl.
You can also go to a tabletop tournament as well. Like, it's easy.
I mean, Fumble couldn't even win the cross-platform cup. So PC obviously is where it's at. So this is where we need to go. PC is the master race, so we're on the PC and we're playing Blood Bowl 2. That's where we are. Fumble, they've had their day. They couldn't even beat me. Go on, be gone.
I'm so gonna send this YouTube video to Purple Chest.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Everyone hates me. I don't care. Fact of the thing is, PC won. Well done, PC. But yeah, we've got a really, really, really good program today, and we're going to go through a few things. Obviously, Hunter's dissected these matches, and obviously because we've got Wrekd here, we're going to have a look at his game between his and the best Space Bounty Hunters. I personally think he's watching this game not because Rex with us, it's because he's got a bit of a love obsession with the Bretts, hasn't he? So that's probably what it is.
With both teams, probably, because Chaqua Changelings were doing really well in the season, and the Birds are tactically like really strong, positionally really strong. So it was exciting to see how those two would work out. So yeah, but let Rek talk about himself a little bit as well. Like we probably got some questions for him as well, like how long he's been playing Blood Bowl and that sort of thing. Maybe the audience wants to know that as well.
Why don't you ask him then?
Well, I've been playing since a year and a half now, something like that.
That's not too bad.
And then spent 3 months or something playing single player before I moved into multiplayer.
How did you get into it? Like, did you have some friends? Like,
there's this community, British community called Yuxcast, right? And one of the guys from there, Pyrion Flex, streamed Blood Bowl once, and I saw that game. Yeah.
Pyrion is epic, man. He's like from the Dota 2 community as well. So like he's really popular, like a huge.
Yeah. But yeah, I saw his stream and then I just found it interesting and started playing it.
That's awesome.
And this is the thing about it, though, isn't it? This is the thing what we've been going on. And I've obviously talked to PS4 and even Xbox, who are obviously a smaller community. And I said to people, just stream your games because people just wander around looking for stuff. And we found out a lot of these people who were quite newish, like a year and a half, or just been playing the Bubble game. A lot of them bought the game through watching it on a stream, And obviously that's what's happened again here. And it's good to think. So you've never played any tabletop or anything like that, then?
No, I haven't. I've bought my first tabletop figures like a month ago. I still need to paint them and stuff before.
Oh God, we're all painting. We're all swearing that to me.
But it's amazing to see. Like we had in the other division, we also had a guest that was only playing for a year.
Yeah, Quickie.
And Yeah, Quickie, and we also got Wrekd here that's playing for 1.5 years. So like these are fairly new Blood Bowl coaches compared to the veterans and the people that play tabletop. And if you see that they already get to a certain level, that is actually really good, because like I've been watching his game versus the Bretonians. I couldn't spot a lot of mistakes there, or any mistakes that were positionally like maybe due to the dicing, but that's after the dicing. You know, you can't really predict dice, so that's what it is.
I watched my game back, but I did find a few, so it's far from perfect still. But
it's my point is, it's really good to see that people that haven't played that long are already getting to a certain level, and I don't know if you've been tutored or anything, but like it's all self-teaching. That's even better. Like, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, people get hung up on the perfect game, but even with the top players, very rare do you see a perfect game from anyone. You know, there's always, you can look back and think, well, I could have maybe done that, I could have done this. You know, you just try and do as best you can. And like I say, with dice, you know, you've got no control over the dice. You just got to make, all you can do with dice is try and make the odds in your favour. You know, and that's Blood Bowl. Sometimes, you know, you get horrible dicing. Or you get quad skulls or dub skulls or whatever. I mean, we've all had it. It's frustrating, and that's probably why Blood Bowl is frustrating. You know, you plan something for 7 turns or whatever. You got to score 10-8. You got to down a 2+ dodge with a reroll, and you roll double 1. It's just the thing. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. But you're doing really well. I mean, I remember when I looked at the teams. When we did the preview, and I looked at Chaqua Changelings, and then you got beat in the first game against the Dwarves. Like, this doesn't look good. And then obviously since then you've just racked them all off, you know, because the team's pretty good. One thing I will want to clear from last week, what I didn't say, is he did lose a strength 4 piece. Did poor old Wrekd. So you know, they are losing a few of the big boys, but you know the TV goes down, and you know,
it's the season before.
Like. If you're playing armor 7 or armor 8, you gotta get used to losing some players. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, and how old are you, Wrekd, if I may ask?
I'm 26. Yeah, 26. Yeah.
So still quite a youngling in the Blood Bowl division.
Some,
I'm 31 myself.
He's almost as old as me. There's only 17 years difference. So it's pretty close, you know. You know.
But you're only like you're 42, Bernie, but you're only like mid-age.
Mate, I'm 43. Nice to say 42. I'm 43 now.
43.
I had my birthday, didn't I? You know.
I forgot about that. But like 43, you're only like still mid-age in the Blood Bowl community. You know, there's some people like some people that are reaching towards the 50 already. Like.
I know. Yeah, great.
That's a cool thing as well. Like it's one of those games that has a wide age band, which is really cool.
It does. It does. And like I say, if we can bring in the younger crowd in, then it's obviously going to be a lot better, you know, because we're getting old. We're all going to die soon. So, you know, and I'm not going to rely on my apples. So, you know, he'll probably kill me as well. So, you know, we need the young blood in. But anyway, let's get on with the game. Let's get on with the games, because the first game, wow, there was a huge talking point. We only usually show one game, but this was such a huge point. I was watching this while I was cooking tea, as I was doing for the family, and I was trying to watch this all the time, and it got to this turn. I was like, whoa, there's only one thing you can do here, and he didn't do it, and it went horribly wrong. And I was like, oh my god, I'm going to have to send this screenshot. Yes, believe it or not, a PS4 player actually knows how to screenshot a screen. And I sent it to Crystal, and I said, right, Crystal, what would you have done here? And you know what clever little git he is, he got it right. So I'm going to just watch the replay. And I'm going to take us to 10:15, I do believe, because this is key. And it's only like 1-ish, 2 turns. It's not like Hunters, what lasts about 3 hours. So don't panic. That's still to come. This might be a quick 5 minutes, he says. But this was key, and this is what I say when I say about just the little things. Most of the Blood Bowl coaches are very good. So
I want to get Wrekd's reaction as well here. So if he
he can, yeah, we can actually we'll challenge him first. We'll challenge him first and see what he would do here if he can get to. We need to get to 10:15.
Do you have the Blood Bowl client booted up? Or?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm still scrolling to it now. Right. Yeah, I did actually watch the game live, so I do remember it.
Oh, did you? Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to just skip all the way to turn 15, and it is the Orcs turn 15, he says, hoping I got this right. And then I'll pause it. And I'll wait for you guys. But I just thought this was such a big turn that it deserved to be put on here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me if Davo actually had a word with him about this. I don't know how much Davo says.
Davo saw it and fired him immediately. He's now looking for a new co-caster. No, I'm just kidding, son.
Right, okay.
It's all good, mate.
Right, okay. Yeah. I've got it paused. I'll wait for you guys, and then we'll... 10-15 Orcs. The Orcs have the ball, and they're in a decent position. The problem is they only have the one reroll. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. And he starts doing the right thing, right? He moves the players in correctly to begin with.
Well, I've paused it where obviously we've got the... Are you two on 10-15?
Let's take the end of turn 14 from the skinks,
okay,
and then go move to turn 15.
So he goes to 10-15, pause it. That's what I've done. And because then we'll ask what Wrekd thinks. Right, so Wrekd, you're this wonderful... You've grown up. You're not them skinky little elfish shit things anymore. You're these big green things, these big green orcs who are really strong and tough and all that crap. So as we can see here, the ball has two pieces on it. It's obviously got the Saurus and it's got a sidestep in skink. What we want you to say is, what would you have done here?
Well, we have this lineman in front of the ball.
Yep.
He needs to move quite early in the turn. Mm-hmm. And you have two choices here. You can either move him one back and to the left, so you make a T shape.
Yep.
Where you push the Saurus into the blitzer and then get the blitz out.
Yep.
Or you can put him next to the sideline and blitz the skink instead, and still have a T shape, so you can push the blitzer out.
Yep. Yeah. I thought there was a few ways he could have done it. The best way was basically what you really said was to put the lineman next to the orc and then come round, put the thrower in there so you got your 2 die on the Saurus and blitz with the blitzer. Because then basically one of two things will happen: either one, you'll knock him down and you'll push out your ball carrier, so there's not even, you didn't even have to do a dodge. Or worst case scenario, you push the Saurus and then you still need to do a dodge. But
then you save yourself as future GFI, because you need a GFI from this position to get into the end zone.
That's the other thing as well, because look, just go through 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. So obviously the chain push makes it better because obviously you don't have to do the GFI as well. But Zung decides, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. Now I'll stop it there. He's blitzing the skink. Now, I mean, I'd love we may be able to get him on the show one time, but this to me was the worst play he could have possibly done, because if he doesn't get this thing down, it's going to obviously go right next to the Orc blitzer, and then all of a sudden it's almost impossible, well, not impossible, really, really hard to do the dodges. And even if he does knock him down, he's still going to have to do a dodge anyway. Yep. So to me, it made no sense, because you're basically giving up. Best case scenario is a dodge, where the chain push gives you the best case scenario of knocking it down, don't need a dodge, don't need a GFI, or worst case scenario, dodge, what you'd been doing anyway. And so he goes for it, he doesn't get him down, and he's got fend as well, so can't even follow up.
Even after that, he makes another slight mistake. After he does the blitz and the skinks next to him, he then has the option to put the lineman, the block tackle lineman, into scoring range.
Yep.
So he actually still has a scoring threat, but he has to move him backwards instead.
Yep. Exactly, and that's the other thing. I mean, perfect. I mean, putting that lineman there doesn't really do much unless you want it, unless you think to yourself, you know what, I'm just going to hit the Saurus, and that's what he decided to do. But I would have done the same as you. I would have put that the lineman right down here, so you at least got a scoring threat. But he doesn't do that. He comes up to obviously reinforce. He brings his throw down. So by now we know what he's exactly going to try and do. Since this guy comes across, interestingly, he decides to hit the Saurus before he does anything with his ball carrier. It was a bit of a worry, but okay. And then it was just a case of, does he want to hit the skink or does he want to hit the? There's his double skulls. See, to me, if that double skulls there, he could have ate if he'd have done his priority right. If he'd have gone right, the first thing after moving that thrower and that lineman, if he'd have then right, my first hit's going to be out. There's not this Saurus out the way. What I would have done then anything else I can eat. But he doesn't, so he has to re-roll them skulls because, you know, he has to. He can't do it, otherwise the Saurus is going to hit him. So obviously he's re-rolled that. He's only got a push. He then decides to go for the skink, and I'm like, well, really? The skink ain't going to hurt you, mate. The thing what's going to hurt you is the strength 4 monstrosity right next to you. And to me, that was a wrong call. And here comes a big Croc. He's coming in. He's going to smash them out of the way. And then obviously because you've got the Crocs. And again, I'm like, okay, you're going to do that. And to be honest, he could have pushed that Black Hawk up. So then it could make it a lot easier for his other pieces. But it didn't really matter. So he's done all that. So he gets a shot on the ball because Zunk went for the wrong option. And boom, injured. And it was a bad injury. He used his Apo, and instead of -1 armor, he decided to kill him. But that was it. I mean, I just wanted to show you that. That just shows you how little things can be problematic. Because if it had done what obviously Wrekd said, and obviously what Hunter said, and what I would have done, where the dice were, we still would have had to make a 3+ dodge. But that would have been a lot better than what he came up with. And you know,
this is the difference between playing in the top card of the division and trying to get into the playoffs and that kind of thing, and playing in the mid card or lower card and trying to prevent yourself from getting into the lower divisions. It's these kind of things are so important to.
And the thing as well is, if you'd have actually hit the right thing, well, I say I don't know about YouTube, I would have hit the Saurus, because the Saurus is the only thing what could hit him. The skink would have been a red die uphill.
Yeah, I'm personally okay with hitting the skink, but I would follow it up though.
It can't. It's got fend. It's got fend.
Oh right, yeah.
So it couldn't. So that I mean.
Never mind then. Yeah. Then the Saurus has to hit. Because the skink's never going to get too high.
Yeah, but regardless of that, like looking at the result purely, I think he could have gotten a win here. And
it was there for the taking, no doubt about it. If he'd have got that guy down there, it'd have been really hard for the others. I mean, all I can think of is he's thinking, you know what, I need to get this skink down, so then obviously I won't have it, time you up later on. But that would have been something to worry about in your last turn. And if you'd have got him down there, then you with the reroll, the chances are you had a good chance to have got him down anyway. And if you didn't, you still had the the reroll. But I just thought that was a huge error, and that cost him the win, and it cost him a blitzer, and that's just all I want to show on that one. I just thought that was such a huge moment, and if it had just done it the other way, he could have won that game. And but hey ho. Good thing for him though is he's strength 6 guy leveled up, so we'll see what he got later on. But statistically, again, he got 50% of the ball position as well, so the Orcs did really well, keeping control of the clock. 65 blocks, he's piling them blocks. 3 KOs, 2 injuries, so he probably would have wished a bit more than that. And the Boondock Skinks, 45 blocks, 25% ball position, but they did kill something. I don't know. I mean, it was a draw. Both will be happy, but I thought Orcs would have won a few more, and I can sort of see on this if he's missing things like this, maybe this is where he's missing out on wins, maybe because that was a gilt edge opportunity to get himself to a good position, and if he'd have done it a bit differently, he could have won this. And like I say, it was far margins.
Like it's a draw that leaves a bad taste in your mouth generally. Like if I had this kind of game and I know like okay I could have won this, it would leave a taste in my mouth.
I think they're the ones what really hurt me is like when I think to myself, oh god, I didn't see it. So we miss stuff, all of us miss stuff, or we have bad games, and this would have annoyed me because I'm like, damn it, man, how the hell did I miss that? I could have got myself a win, and it is frustrating. But hey, it is what it is. And the Boondock Skinks only got 10 points, and the Orcs got 12. But like I said, he did at least get 5 points on his strength, his big strength dude, so he got level up, so we'll see what he got later. But I think that was a game he probably should have won. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, enough of that one. Let's go on to the next one. My boys, my brothers and Bam, they're on a roll. They beat the Jungle Beats. Wow, 1-0. That's a big win. 14 armor breaks to 11. Ball possession again. The Khemri holding more ball possession, 43% to 37, and only 31 blocks, but 3 KOs, 2 injuries. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you thought about that guy. Are you too surprised at that result, or?
Not really.
Well, yeah, no.
It's Kimry, so it all depends on whether or not he can hold on to the ball or get the ball in the first place.
And if they manage to roll some pause on the Amazons, they can actually get some injuries out of it as well, because they hit very hard versus Armor 7. So like, it's kind of an expected win. The only thing that's not that expected is that they equalized on removals. If you can see that, like 3 KOs and 2 injuries versus 2 KOs and 3 injuries. So but like.
But then again, Camry does have AV7 on a lot of players.
They do.
People tend to forget that. So, they're not as robust as you would like them to be.
Yeah.
That's true. It also depends on how much the Amazons will dodge to actually pursue the 7 AV players, because normally a Camry coach would try to cover those up a little bit, or as much as possible.
Yeah, use the Chumpa.
Yeah. So it's an interesting matchup at least, and it could have gone either way in the end, I guess. But like in the end, Camry won. So,
I think it's funny because I think why this was a bit of a surprise to some people would have been because obviously Jungle Beat are in such good form. They've been in really good form all season, and the brothers have been either drawing or just not getting there. And all of a sudden now the brothers are just starting to kick into gear and they gain some momentum. Where the Jungle Beats they've lost 2 in quick succession now, and they're losing momentum where the brothers are. And this is it. It's a long league, so only you could be down there now, but you've still got a chance to be there at the end. So don't lose heart if you're not in the top so far, because momentum changes very, very quickly.
I mean, you say they're gaining momentum, but I beat them last week, so it is only a 1-game winning streak. So
but they won the game before that. So basically, the brothers obviously they haven't won as many as I thought they would have done. And then all of a sudden they got a win. They lost 2, then they got another win. So they've won 2 of the last 3. What's pretty good form for them. Most people would take 2 wins out of 3, because that's 6 points out of 9. Where the Jungle Beats have been very, very consistent, but they lost to the Dark Elves. What was no disgrace there, and obviously they've lost here as well. So it's interesting because I've seen both divisions. I mean, obviously the brothers in Bam, I think they lost 3-0 to you. And then they bounce back. And I've seen this a lot. Even the Undead, they got beat and they bounced back this week as well. It's funny how many teams are getting a beating and then they come back next week and win. So it's a really tricky sort of division to figure out.
I don't think Wrekd want to hear anything about changing momentum, because like
no, that doesn't happen.
I think he would like to have the season ended today, like if it was his call.
Finally in first place.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only downhill from there, mate. There's no going up from there. But it was. Like I say, I'm glad for McHenry, because I tipped them to. I'm sure I tipped them to finish top. Because I really liked the way there was, and I think me and Hunter did say though there's a lot of good teams in this division, and the thing for me is obviously me being a PSVL coach, mainly I don't really play on PC. Is that I don't know anyone, so I'm just going on teams, so I don't know who's won stuff, who hasn't. So that made it harder for me. But I was quite confident that Ken would be up there, and I'm glad they're doing really, really well. So well done to him, and hopefully I won't curse you this week. So good win.
That was he is a good coach, Ravers. I do like him a lot. I did like playing against him too.
Yeah, I bet you did 3-0. Bet you,
of course.
I bet you loved it. I'll bet you loved it.
Well, he told me like during that game that his plan was to remove elves and he didn't have a plan B, and his plan A didn't work.
I actually tipped it to win that game. I was so glad I didn't tip him, because he'd have cursed me. Because the week before I tipped against him and he won. He said first time Ben had done tip me, I win. So I was like, thank God I didn't tip him that week. He'd have gone bonkers. And obviously he was really smart this last week, because he played the game before we did the recap. So he was like, he not cursed me this time. So he got that done. So yeah, but next game's an interesting one, especially for yourself as well, Wrekd, is that the big cups, the dwarfs just like beating up Dark Elves, and they beat the Dark Angels of Lilith. And you know what, guys? The first time I tipped the Dark Angels to win, they lose. No wonder people believe in that horrible lie about my tips being cursed. Horrible. Don't believe them. Honest. It doesn't help when this happens, though. 1 armor break the full game. Yeah. But on the plus side, he was so happy that nobody died this week, because usually he wins and someone dies. So he was good enough to see the upside to it. But yeah, that was an interesting game. He just likes beating Dark Elves. It's funny that, but it's 75% ball possession. I keep saying every week, if you can get massive ball possession, like 75%, you're very rarely going to lose. And he controlled the clock really, really well. And the only upset for the big cups is they don't punch very hard. 2 KOs, 1 injury. Come on, man, they're only elves. Snap a few more. But apart from that, I mean, I was impressed with the dwarfs. I really was. And like I said, nobody else has been able to beat the Dark Angels yet. So for him to get a win and then beat Chaqua Changelings, and obviously Wreked's team has only been beaten once as well. So both Dark Angels, Dark Elf teams have only been beaten once. They've both been beaten by the Dark Elf Slayer, the big cups.
It kind of sounds like a YouTube sequel, you know, 2 cups, 1 injury. Like
I'm not saying that.
Famous YouTube sequel for something.
Only you could think like that. Only you could think like that.
But yeah, they had a lot of possession, didn't they? Like 75%.
Tell you what, if I had 75% of possession and I'd lost the game, I'd have been traumatized. They do happen. Used against these disgusting point-and-click 110 wood elves or Skaven rats who can't, do anything but do that. It's
like
point any fingers on her.
The point. The point is like the point I was trying to make. Like it looks like even though they didn't get the injuries in, they positioned well enough to not get the Dark Elves into to steal the ball or anything. Like
especially when you're that much slower than the Dark Elves, it's really impressive that you managed to stop them from scoring with only 1 injury.
I like I said, I won the Champions Ladder with dwarfs, and it was ironic because I don't play much dwarfs, and I was going through a phase, as most coaches do, where my positioning was really, really not great, way below my standard. So I went and played dwarfs in the Champions Ladder, and the whole point was not to win the thing. It was to get my positioning right, because if you ever have problems positioning, or you need to learn to position better, play dwarfs. People say, but they're boring. But what they will learn or refresh your memory is to, is positioning. Because if you get it wrong with dwarfs, you get banned. You get banned so bad because they're so slow. And it was really impressive to see, obviously, that like you said, the dwarfs shut out, the Dark Elves. And, it's such a huge result for him, and obviously it helps the rest of the comp say, no, you know what, the Dark Angels are running away with it, but you know what, they can be beat, and obviously teams like Chaqua Changelings have caught them up, and all of a sudden now it's, hang on a minute, if the Dark Angels thought this was going to be a nice, easy, win and championship for themselves, they got a reality check this week, but I was impressed, I must admit. So. Anyway, so XP wise, 15 points for the dwarfs and only 6-2 Dark Angels of Little Star Dodo. The good thing about that, though, I think he was the guy who leveled this week. Someone leveled, but so he'll be happy with that. Yeah, it was Dark Dodo, so be interesting to see what he takes on that. Right, so that's that one done. Oh man, look at this one. The Wender's Requiem. Obviously, they got a bit of a. They lost to the High Elves, who'd never won a game, so that was a bit of a shock, and they came back this week and beat a really good Chov team 2-1. Really, really impressive performance. The Undead have had some good, solid results so far this season. Interesting thing, though, what I thought, there's only 25% ball possession for the Chovs and only 31% ball possession for the Undead, so I thought it was a bit unusual, but, it's still a decent game. But look at the blocks, Hunter. 66 to 32. What happened there?
Yeah. I think Undead are one of the few races that can actually be dominant in the whole blocking area versus Shores and all that. So like because of their 5 strength mummies, of course, with their mighty blow and that kind of thing. So like I feel I'm not totally surprised with it. He did get a bit lucky, of course, to get a lot of KOs off and injuries off. But yeah, once that happens, then you kind of snowball to the win with the Undead.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was only 3 KOs, 2 injuries. That was off 66 blocks, so that's a lot of blocks.
That's enough. Like if you're hitting on armor 9 and you're hitting like 3 KOs, 2 injuries, like I'm expecting the hobgoblins weren't around the mummies at all. Like he might have blitzed them with the blitzers, of course, but like he has to do some damage against the armor 9 guys as well, against the chores and that kind of thing. Yeah. So like if he does that, then it's basically enough, because like teams like chores and dwarves, they're only good if they're actually 11 players on the field,
Yeah, there needs to be at least even numbers.
Yeah.
You can't really be behind. So especially if he gets the injuries very early on, you can really start pushing down using your strength advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I saw bits of this game, and I saw the Undead 10-7, I think it was, trying to score, and they failed the GFI. And I thought, oh well, they chose to dodge the bullet, but then he came back and did some crazy stuff, some like, I don't know, dodge 3+, 4+ pickup, dodge GFRs, and scored to make it 1-1. And the Undead got it done in the second half as well. So, but yeah, I like I say, I think that's a huge win for him. And like I said, it's just at the moment, the two Dark Elf teams are pretty reliable. So when I go to my tipping, I'm sort of thinking, you know what? If I tip the Dark Elves, they're not going to let me down. But everybody else is just beating everybody else, and it's just like, oh my god, who am I going to curse this week? But then again, I tipped Dark Elves last week, and they bloody lost. So bloody hell, can't win.
What do you think is the better Dark Elf coach, Bernie? Who will stand on top in the end?
I'm not sure. If you want my brutal, honest opinion, I haven't seen enough of both of them. The only thing I would say, obviously both very good coaches. Obviously, I'm pretty impressed Wrekd picked out on that the Orc thing. But the difference between the two teams is Chaqua is a better team. So I expect a decent coach to do well with that team. Where poor roll, the other team, Dark Angels, the team's not great, but the coach is still grinding out the results.
I don't know.
You know?
I feel like you should watch the team development now because it's changed a lot.
Has it? Well,
yeah. Dark Angels got a few edgy 5 players now as well.
How dare they? Disgusting. Yeah, but
he has a mighty blow. You know,
comparing to your freak of a team, it's normal.
But they all died.
Yeah, that's why I don't play Dark Elves, because I've been traumatized. But no, they're both very good coaches. I ain't seen enough of them. You two guys haven't played each other yet, either, have you? So hey, maybe bragging rights up. Oh, that's gonna be huge.
That's gonna be the match of the season. Like,
I'll tell you what, I could get paid big. One of them might give me another mansion, so I don't tip them. I've got over 100 mansions from people.
Let's settle that after this, okay? Don't get it officially on record on air.
Yeah, okay. We'll do a deal to make sure I don't tip it. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
We could create some match of the season hype. Like maybe cast it, and then Bernie be a motivational coach to one of the two coaches, and I'll be a motivational coach to the other coach. And go from there.
Absolutely. You'll be saying, well, that means I'll win them, because my team will win, because you'll be trying to get your team killed, where I'll be trying to, I'll be trying to get my guy, like, come on, we can win this without trying to get anything killed. We know, never trust a rat. Never trust a rat.
My guy will win, but he will have nothing left for the playoffs. Like, he will be around 1,000 TV for the playoffs.
And then he so happens to draw you in the next round. He'll be like, oh, bonus, that worked out well. Yeah, I know you. I know how Hunter works. The dirty rat. Them scaring players, don't trust them. But yeah, it was a good game. Well played to the Undead. I mean, they got some nice XP as well. They got 15 points, and Pirates got 10. But hey, well done to the Undead. Now then, oh, look what we've got now. The Chaqua Changelings versus the Bet Space. I love them lots, says Hunters. I don't know. That sort of didn't go well.
I said this before already to Wrekd as well, and we do a lot of work watching the games. We check up the games before the recaps and that kind of thing, and we try to statistically first say, like, okay, is it statistically nice to check the game, and then we actually check it. And this week there's been a lot of games in the other division and in this division that were a little bit train wreck, so to speak. Like the positional things weren't that good and that kind of thing. But then I found this game, which I was already kind of excited about, and this was actually a good game between two really good coaches, and I was really happy to tune into this one and watch it.
Okay. Well, I'm tuning in now, so I'll wait for you two to tune in as well. Not too keen on the color scheme of the Dark Angels, Dark Elves. Just thought that. Red and white. See, the thing is, it's like a red and white, and like my team in sport, I do a lot of sport, and my team's Hull FC, and they're black and white. And there's a team called Hull Cow who are the really bad guys, and they wear red and white. So every time I see red and white, it's sort of like.
Now we know which Dark Elf team you're rooting for. Like.
yeah. Unless they're red and white as well, then they can both burn in hell. So.
But the color scheme fits the logo. That was like what I went for. So
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. I'd be very surprised. Like, you know what? I'm going to create this team, and one day Bernie's going to do my division. I'm going to piss him off. So that'd have been top level strats if you'd have gone with that. I tell you. But
next season.
Yeah. Right. So you're gonna have to follow me through this, Sunday, because like I'm just looking at like
Well, like it's kind of partly what Wrekd wants as well, and Wrekd suggested we take an early look at the early turns, like how everything gets built up.
You can see already from my beginning setup that I want to overload the left side of the pitch. Luckily, I get the kick to the left side as well, and I have one clear goal, which is to level Galahad this game.
Have you ever thought of like getting 2 kickers, Wrekd?
What?
2 kickers.
Don't start with him on that.
Hunt in Hunter's playbook. I've seen Hunter's playbook, and he always recommends having 2 kickers.
Nah, fuck off. Fuck off. Really. There's another coach in Division 4 who happens to be a Skaven coach. And when we started the recap from the first week, he had 2 kicker linemen.
Oh.
And the team's called Marginal Annoyances. So he knows him really well.
Oh yeah, I played him last season, I think.
Of course, that thing triggered me to no end. Like,
I mean, if there was one team, I was gonna do it on a Skaven, because kick is so good on Skaven, and you are likely to die.
Exactly. See, Hunter, everybody else agrees.
This is where his 1.5 year experience come in. He needs to play a little bit more longer Blood Bowl to know, like, you don't pick up 2 kicker.
I don't know. He seems to got it right. I think it was the right call, to be fair.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but if there's one team I am gonna do it on, it would be Skaven.
I just want people to know whoever's division we do. I hope the basic team go. You know what we're gonna do, guys? We're gonna put 2 kickers on because Crystal Hunter's recapping our division. I'd love to see it. I would.
I mean,
we have a division full of 2 kickers. That would be.
That'd be awesome.
That would be something.
Spoiler alert, but I do actually have a skill to pick this weekend, so maybe for this week, so maybe it should be kick.
Yeah, I think it should be. If I haven't got kick yet, I mean, if you haven't even got any kick, that's a bit of a noob mistake. You need at least 2.
Only if you roll a 12 though, like on the left warp roll, then you're allowed to pick.
It's a double. Does that count?
Also fine.
Yeah, you don't need to take card. That's just a waste. Take kick. So what we're looking at? What we're looking at anyway? So I've gone through a 10 of cards we've got.
Just keep it running.
Yeah, already from the first 10 you can see, like, I want to overload the left side, I want to score quickly, and I want to get some passes in. That's basically level Galahad version 2.
So why does, and this is, it's good that you said you want to score quickly. See, to me, I would be trying to stall till 10, 7, 8 and then score. But no. I see so many teams like Hunter and what you just said now, I've got to score, and I'm like, why? I don't get it. Why do you want to score early? Tell me.
I have 2 at G5 ball sackers on the team, so I think I can do a decent job of defending. I still need a lot of SPP on this team, I feel like.
Right.
So yeah, that's the main reason. It's just to get extra SPP and try and win big.
Right.
I'm gonna help him a little bit here as well. Like, look what he's playing against. He's playing against a team that has some good mighty blow on it, but he's also playing a team that has positionally strong players that well, if you block them or anything, that stay in the spot or go sidestepping or go fending. So they have a really it's a really annoying team to play against. So if he waits till like turn 6 or 7 to move up, there's a good chance that he doesn't score at all.
I mean, to me, the choice is send half the team forwards, be scoring threats, have half the team on the midline, have 2 players in the back, passing back and forth, or go score quickly. That would be the 2 choices.
See, when I do all this rubbish, all this farming crap, I always roll 1s. Even when I play Dark Elves, just do some of this stuff, and I guarantee I'll better reroll if I want to do it.
But that's the point I'm trying to make. There's a good chance that he's losing players during the half, even if it's his drive, like due to the opponent having mighty blow and having all that positional kind of thing to really fuck him over. And if he waits that long, he's not assured to get that touchdown. So he decides to score early. And I was first questioning it, like, okay, maybe he shouldn't have. But when you look at the opponent's team, it's a wise thing to do. It's a wise thing to do. And maybe the opponent is getting a lot of turns now to score back. Dark Elves are technically quite good in positional habits as well, and they have a good chance to actually steal the ball as well. So maybe like if the opponents make a mistake or the Chaqua Changelings play well, they can actually steal the ball and get a second touchdown. So that's the line of thought. It's not a bad line of thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it a lot. I mean, a lot of them do it, and I used to try that, and I must admit I didn't think I was as successful until I decided just to chill my beans a bit. Just like, you know what, when I play rats, it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just chill it. And the longer, if I could score say 10-6, 10-7, then obviously or 10-14 or whatever, I found out that I'd won a lot more than I lost. So that's the theory I get. But I know a lot of the top players do like to score quickly.
If I can get my entire team down to the end zone as well and just stand down there and have a screen in front of me, I'm happy to stall it out at their end zone, but I don't want to stall it out on the halfway line.
Right. But there's a good chance he's not getting any of that because like I said again, if he blocks something, that thing is going to be positionally in the way. Yeah. Like if it has sidestep, if it has fend, doesn't matter. He's gonna be in the way, and also with stand firm.
That's every player on the team, right? He has two players that doesn't either have sidestep, stand firm, or fend.
Yeah. So like that's the big problem for him. So if he stalls it out, it's hard to get through in the end. And the birds gave him a little bit of a gap, and he took it and he scored. So that's
I suppose a lot of things. I mean, I mean, the Wrekd guy might play like I do. I'd be like, you know what, you can have the score. I'm quite happy to let people have the scores on 3-10s because I've got 5-10s to score myself. So you know, he put the pressure on, didn't he? He put the pressure on, said, look, you're gonna really have to score now, buddy. And it was good pressure on the Brett. I mean, you got what you wanted, he got what he wanted. Happy days. Yeah. You know, so that was pretty cool. And obviously, nice to see you've got at least one kicker there. So you know, God, that's a bit of a bummer though. Kick and then get agility and then card. I'll be like, come on, man. So kick.
By the way, it was fine. Like it was kick. It was gonna be kick, agility, bludge, leap. But then he got the guards, and I was like, oh shit! Now I have to pick something else.
By the way, on a side note, Bernie, the guy that has to kick Skaven, you know?
Yeah.
He lost the first one 2 weeks ago, and he lost this one this match day, you know. So
he's lost them both. That's what I said. So he was right Tekken 2 because the break really easy. You know, I think he's quite smart doing that. To be fair. So so we're on to the Bretts at the moment.
Yeah, so back to the game. Like I'm on turn 4 at the moment personally now.
Fucking hell, I'm on 10-3, mate.
Okay. It needs to go to my turn 4. That's the next big thing.
Big thing, right? Yeah. Okay, let's get to.
Like the birds have set up on a side there, which is fine.
I'm just gonna pause that. Why on earth is the there's a shot on the ball here? What happened to the corner? I've got like I'm on 10-4.
Wait.
Dark Elves, and I've got like there's no protection on the corner. There's a peasant on the floor.
Oh, that's my blitz. I have blitzed that peasant down.
I was gonna say that was okay.
So the blitz is gone, and I opened the cage to put some
he's just putting some healthy pressure on the left flank there. Traditionally, the burst will go to the right on the next turn.
Yeah. I don't like where I put my guard player. He shouldn't have been there. There's no need for him to be there. I can use him further to the right and have him available.
Yeah, I think you could have kept a little bit back as well. Like if you kept him in the backwards position, they couldn't move up to the right side that quickly. Yeah. So like generally, it's a little bit of an overinvestment, but yeah,
absolutely,
it happens.
I mean, oh god, no, what skulls? That is harsh.
Yeah,
stupid.
into Cass. It's
stupid, Morgana. I'd be like, die, woman, die.
It's a pretty big mistake. I chose push on the first block because it's near the sideline, and I didn't see the
trying to serve a stand firm player? Well played, sir. The only thing obviously I didn't see this game, but the only thing what my brain's saying straight away is you've gone very heavy left, and there's a lot of gaps right. You're right, Dark Elf's right, and I'm thinking to myself, happy days if I can get my guy away here. who is an agility 4 piece as well. There's no diving tackle there, is there? No. I'm thinking, you know what? Get this loader out the way. Happy days. I'm going to go right down here because you've given me a huge gap down the middle, and I'll be thanking you very much for that.
Yeah, it wasn't optimally defended. Let's just say that. So if he moved a little bit more to the right side, it would have been perfectly fine. I think.
Even saying that, I'm still fast enough that I can get back to like where he ends up being, and he does leave it behind like 4 players. So in that way, it is a success.
But the thing is like with all the sidestep and all that you've got, I mean, you basically, I mean, I don't know how far he actually moves, to be fair, but it looks like he's moving now, is he?
But the thing I gotta give to him, like, you saw I don't know if you're that far, but you saw the wrestle versus the blitzer there, the Bretonian blitz. If he didn't manage to dodge out with the other blitzer and fill up the gap there would have been a gap to blitz in.
Yeah.
So he did get something out of it.
That's nice.
But I think I would have treated it a little bit more passively.
Oh, the skulls again! Wow. Oh, that's horrid.
There was a couple of players I should have moved, kept further to the right, to the center.
Oh, that's a huge dodge, that. Because if he failed that dodge, he was in. Thing is, I mean, Hunter, wouldn't you would have tried to make a bit more movement if he was Brett's down the pitch a bit? It doesn't seem to have moved very far. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of hard with Brett's because you gotta be versus this matchup because you gotta be careful not to overextend with your ball carrier because like Wrekd says, he's gonna be there really fast as well. So you got to be a little bit careful and think about, okay, am I still protected enough to get through? And he did that for one turn, and then he moves on forward in the next turn, which is perfectly fine. Like, I kind of agree with the play of the Bretonians here. Just
I think I would have pushed that Bretonian guard piece onto that wrestle Dark Elf though. Oh, another double skulls! Bloody hell! How many double skulls were having in this game?
A lot.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, I would definitely. Because instead, if that guard piece was on the wrestle piece, it's just another piece tied up. But
but yeah, he does manage to like break through to the right side.
Oh, now he's going. Now inning. Now he's.
And that's pretty much.
This is going to be really hard to stop off because like the birds are also taking over the center a little bit, where the most dark elves need to come from. Basically, like they're moving in. It's getting quite harder to get out of that.
But don't you agree this was because he in my humble opinion, he went too far to his left?
I think it was more after. I mean, that was part of it, but then I stayed around for a few blocks where I could have dodged some players back as well. So I could definitely have come back to defend if I had just given up on the blocks.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fair dues. And there you go, he's smacking him. And yeah, I mean, like I say, Papillion's a very good coach, and you know, you're doing everything you can. Oh yeah, of course. We know Wrekd is. We've said that. But what I'm saying is,
that's the thing. Like they're both doing
right things.
Well,
really,
they're doing the right thing, really, and generally, one is overcommitting a little bit, and the other capitalizes on it. And that's the thing. Like you see these big mistakes with Zunk versus the other guy that are really clear as day to see. With this one, this is really harder to point out, and you really have to nitpick on these small little mistakes they make to really make something out of it.
But what I'm saying is, the way I look at this is, he went too well. I thought he went too far left, but the interesting thing is, like Wrekd said, he said, you know what? If I decided not to hit them and dodged instead, this could have been stopped. Maybe would have been in a better position. And and that's the choice. This is what I say. It's all about choices, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
If he'd have gone the other way, who knows what would happen? But you know, everyone likes to block stuff. I like blocking stuff. I mean,
had I just had that witch not kill herself, that would also
that was huge. That was really unlucky. That was. I mean, you know, regardless. I mean, quad skulls. I mean, it's terrible when that happens.
But I mean, that was the plan, right? If I get rid of that stand firm guy or just get him on the ground, I then have 2 guys on the right side to deal with and coming that way.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. But. Yeah. But again, I mean, like I say, it's let's see what he's gonna do here now.
The half is pretty much over. Like
is it?
On my turn, my turn 6 is the last turn I tried.
Is there anything we need to see? Oh God, press wrong button.
I kind of want to head to turn. It's a little thing, but it's something that could have a big upset, like the game from Zunk and.
What turn are we on about, Crystal?
we're looking at turn 14 here, I think.
Of which
14?
14
of the Bretonnians.
Bretonians. Okay.
So like what you see happening here is
Right, I'm on Bretonian 10, 14. I'll pause it.
Yeah, I'm gonna describe the situation first a little bit. You have the sidestep tackler here on the ball carrier.
Yep.
So I can see the mindset of the Bretonian coach here, of Papillion, because like he's thinking like, okay, I gotta zone this out in the right way, and I gotta make sure that if he sidesteps, he steps out of the way of the ball carrier. So he does that. He sets that up, but then he runs in with his peasant with 1 GFI to get on the ball carrier.
No.
And he could have used the blocker there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would have been perfectly fine, because like he's expecting the same result. True, it's not with tackle, but like if he stumbles that, it's enough. A stumble as a push is fine. So like he didn't need to get him down there, and it could have cost him the game there potentially. Like if he double won there, it would have cost him the game, and it would have been I
don't know if it might not have cost him the game, but it probably would have cost him the touchdown. But I don't know. But I agree with what you say. Why risk that when you could have used, because at the end of the day, if you was going to score, if you've got in your head you're scoring that 10, then you should have just used the guard piece, because it would have pushed the side step away from your ball carry, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there was no way he's not going to score in that situation, because you got the opponent's plus agility pieces that are really good on position on the left side. It is a bit scary to just say like, okay, we're just going to stall it out from here.
Yeah, because you could have GFR'd, and even if he didn't get a double one, he could then done as we've seen with obviously the Witch Elf. He could have failed GFI, re-rolled it, and then get dub skulls. Anything could have happened. And to me, it's like cutting out was, we can't really. Dice will be dice. They'll give whatever they give. But one way to do it is be careful with risks. And like you said, it made a needless risk there. It didn't have. If you're going to score that 10, the simple and safe play would have been with the guard blocker. He tempted enough a little bit there, but he got away with it. But yeah, little things like that. If that was a double one, that could have changed the full game. Absolutely.
And you have to point out as well, like the game isn't even over. So like,
no.
If he failed the GFI, he had to use a reroll for it. So he has zero rerolls now for the rest of the match. Yeah. Like the game ends up in a draw, but maybe if he had that reroll,
it could be different, couldn't it?
It could have been different. He could have won the game. So like technically, it does cost him some momentum in the game that he shouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
And that might just have been enough to get the draw. What do you think about this analysis work? Is this correct what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think so. Mostly, I do remember him taking a long time on that turn because he didn't know whether or not he wanted to score or try and stall. So I do remember that, but yeah, I think you're right that it was a needless risk, especially if you have already figured out that you want to score.
And the thing is as well, isn't it? It's like we've seen how well positionally everything's been done. And just that one small mistake there could have cost him the game, and that's the thing about Blood Bowl, isn't it? Sometimes it comes down to fine little mistakes of the wrong calls.
The turn after, like the start of the turn, the Dark Elves immediately double skull. So imagine like if he had that reroll still, how much risk he can take to really put the pressure on the Dark Elves, and this is a totally different situation now where he has 0 rerolls and he has to be a little bit careful about what he's doing. That will still lead up to a beautiful Dark Elf score on turn 16. I don't know if you want to watch that, but like
I do kind of want to watch his turn 16.
Yeah, sure. Let's
because that's him defending the last turn score, right?
Okay. Okay. Here's the Dark Elf, the Brett 1016. I actually saw this. I tuned because every time I'll search on ReBBL and I'll just click on games on Open Division. I tuned in very late to this game, and I saw this.
Everyone.
I saw this. I was like, oh my god! If I'm the Bretts now, I'm going to be a bit because he's got no rerolls. He just filled one thing here. And I was thinking to myself, will elves do what elves do, and get it for him and get the draw, or will the Brett get another big win? And interesting there.
What's interesting here is that I have 4 scoring threats, so that's kind of hard to deal with, especially because 2 of them are at E5. But then you look at like where's the ball? It's all the way back, so I need a player in between the scoring threat and where the ball is. So that means that if you can deal with the halfway line people decently, I think you're more likely to stop the score than to try and deal with the scoring threats. He does, like, he commits a whole lot backwards, but I end up needing 1 3+ and a couple of 2+, and that's fine for me to score with. I would have liked to see the blitz and the at G5 Garter, I think, because he's the most likely to bring the ball down. And then just mark up the others and foul the witch, of course, because he's on the ground.
He did give you a bit of an easy way through there, didn't he? Like with the receiver being there for the handoff and then throwing it to the other guy.
I mean, it was hard. It was hard for the Brits. I mean, when you've got so many scoring threats, I mean, it's especially when they're Julie 5, it's like
that's why I think he should have focused on how's the ball gonna get there and not focus on the end result.
But I can appreciate well, he's tried his best, but again, 2-2 draw was probably a fair result, and like I say, it was 47 blocks, 49, so they both had similar blocks, not many removals. But obviously, the Brets had 62% ball possession, so maybe that's the only thing they'll be a bit annoyed with when you had 25%. But elves do elf stuff, don't they? They don't need much possession to get something from a game. But pretty good. Galahad V2 got 10 points, Guinevere got 1, Percival 3, Daniel 1, so that's not bad.
Really happy. Galahad was the rookie blitzer, and I wanted to vanity pass with him on turn 14, where I made the double skull roll. I was like, oh god, there goes that level, and then he gets the MVP, so it's all happy days.
I think generally both coaches will be happy with the draw. If you look at how the game went, and the Birds are quite happy that they still had to make the opponent roll dice on turn 16 to get to that draw position, So like.
Both teams doing well. Both teams will be happy with that, I think.
I can't imagine them not being happy about it. Plus, they don't damage each other too much on the leaderboard, which is big for both of them.
Yeah. So not a lot of damage on the teams either. That's really important. Like all players getting out safely.
Exactly. So it's looking good for both of them after this one.
Fairy Hero got an admin win against Crusaders of Calidor, so no point going on to that. So the Rats will be extremely happy to get themselves a nice win there. So maybe he was on holiday or something, I don't know. But it's a shame, really, because Crusaders got a big win last week. But unfortunately, they didn't play this week, so the Rats win that one. There's no point going into that one. The last game was Flylord Servants, who beat Toldwater Novi, the Norse are having no luck at the moment. The Nego did a professional job, 2-0 winners. And 39 blocks against 18, 3 injuries, 1 dead, 1 KO. So again, the Norse lose some more pieces. And it's a bit of a car crash, isn't it? Let's be honest. Hunter, we've been watching them from last season, and this season's got worse for them. And yet again, that Alpha Werner, who replaced the Strength 3 one, still no XP, and is MNG next game. So maybe should have kept the Strength 3 guy.
I don't want to say that, because then he's going to blame it on us. So that's no. Seriously, like firing the Strength 3 guy is the best.
What's the right call? Yeah. But I mean, like I said, the Nagel have impressed me. They've been very, very professional in their games, and the Norse are just trying, but it's just they lost the Yeti, didn't they? And that's such a huge blow, especially with the Strength 5 Frenzy, Might Blow Claw combination. It's just been a bad season for the Norse, and I bet he hopes that he doesn't have us next time.
That's the whole thing. Like if you think about like the losses he had during the early start of the season, it's always a season of recovery. Like you need like 3 or 4 games to recover well and get your thing going again if you lose a good amount of big players. So like for him, it's just about toughening up and hoping that he doesn't lose any more players. And
just getting ready for next season.
Just getting ready for next season. That's the only thing he can do, and try to get some SPP in.
It's a shame, but I mean, the Nagel 17 points they got. Happy days for them. They did really well, and 9 points for the Norse. But God, I feel for him. I mean, it just can't catch a break, can he really? And this is always going to be a tough game for him. But I don't really know what to say. I mean, we'll have a look at the Norse in a minute. We look at the teams, but you just don't know what to say to him because nothing seems to be pulling off. And I thought with him in this division, he'd have a solid chance, but he's just lost too many players, and and he lost his key players, and he's lost his. It's just been really difficult. Meanwhile, the Nagel going from strength to strength. I think the kill was a rotter, but we'll have a look when we get to it. But yeah. So anyway, let's have a look at the leaderboard if everyone's happy to do that.
Sure.
And obviously, me and Hunter, we recruit the top teams to join us on the recap. So Wrekd, as you can see, there's top of the shop. We only take the best. So well done to him, and obviously it's really good because obviously him and the Dark Angels of Lilith 4-1 each. So that's really good.
But it's still really close, isn't it? Like if you see how Endman and Endman's Nurgle and Bretonnians are performing here.
Yeah.
Like they can actually just win one. Also the Amazons as well. Like they can actually just win one, and they can get tied up with the.
It's a really close one, and the interesting is Juvasak, the big cups. All of a sudden they've coming up from nowhere, so they're into 6th. So let's say momentum and all that sort of stuff. Meanwhile, Zunk's gone the other way. Unfortunately, come on, Zunk. Tried to give him a bit of a thingy last week, and it didn't work. So.
I think Andy needs to give him some inspiration, like Andy Devo. Like he needs to give him some motivational talk, get him into the whole situation.
He just missed it, didn't he? He obviously just missed it. It happens to us all. He missed the chance to and like I say, if he had won that game, he'd have been a bit further up the leaderboard, and it is what it is. But so maybe it's just as we're being daft on there. Maybe these are smart. You know what? We don't want to get promoted. We want to be like nicely Division 3, Division 4. We don't want to go to 1 and 2.
Let's make some mistakes, Like let's make.
I think maybe they've got the right idea. They're probably look at them 2 idiots who won't be Rebel for much longer. Look at them. How are they going to be in Division 1 soon? But yeah, like I said, Perry Harem, they'll be happy. I know it was an admin win, but he needed that. So the rats are still there. Like I say, it's a really nice close competition.
I remember well that I was playing my first game this season, and Jimmy had to laugh about Jimmy Fantastic. Jimmy had to laugh about the fact that I was doing a 3 dice uphill against my opponent while I was losing, but could still get a draw if the 3 dice uphill
it worked.
Had worked. But he was like, you're handling your players like fucking dangerously. you might lose your gutter that way. But like that's how I am. Like I want to get. Every game I want to win basically, and every game I want to make sure that I get into the playoffs, and that's the thing you got to do, Like that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean it's the way I looked at it. I mean, like I said, in my first ever season, obviously I got to the planes and obviously all that sort of stuff, and I played to win as best I could, and then obviously I won both my planes as well. But then I went to the playoffs and I was going against Bleeding Hippies Choughs, and people was like, "Oh, well, he could have done this, could have done that." But it's like, yeah, but his team is far superior to mine. The chance of me winning were very slim. So I was trying to, and I killed 2 of my players on the LOS on turn 1. So it was like a case of trying to protect my team. It's very rare I'll give away a win, and but sometimes you got to think, what, this, we've over accomplished season 1. He can have the win, and we'll hopefully if we clash with him again, we'll be a stronger team. But that's the only sort of time I would think of, being a bit careful. Like I said too, I think we've had this conversation before, Hunter, like end of the season, if you don't think you're going to get in them top 3, you can farm a bit, get some XP, look after your players, but you don't like that, do you, Hunter?
Here's the thing: you can get into the playoffs multiple times by playing like me and losing some players. Where you could save up and get a lot of SPP and get in there one time. But that one time that you get in there, it doesn't guarantee that you win it all as well.
No, so it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's just about improving your odds, isn't it? Like everything about all, it's about odds and trying to manipulate those into your favor.
Yeah, and like some people will wait and build. It's totally fine. It's also a tactic, but like I'm just there to to also entertain the people that watch the games. And
that is huge, yeah. I mean, I can certainly jump on that bandwagon, obviously, because obviously, especially the way I've always played is trying to entertain, especially when other games being streamed. I obviously then I want to put on a show if I can. So I understand where you come from, and like I say, if you're playing Rats and Wood Elves, they're the sort of teams who can do crazy stuff and entertain, like obviously what you do. So obviously that's why I think people like Hunter are very popular in the way people watch them, because he does crazy stuff. He does things. He thinks outside the box, and he's like you said, you're not happy to roll a 3 red die block if you think you can get something for it. So I think them sort of coaches are always going to be more popular, and rightfully so. But we all can't be crystal hunters, so sometimes we've got to be a bit more careful if we can. But yeah, either way you do it, you just do it the way you enjoy it, and as long as you're getting something out of the game and you're not deliberately throwing the game, then there shouldn't be a problem, really. I don't think.
Exactly.
So yeah. But so that is the leaderboard, and like I say, it's looking good for Wrekd. We'll have to, obviously, I can't wait to see who he's got next week. I wonder if we dare tip him. Obviously, Andy will be praying I don't tip him. But let's look at the teams then. So, Flylord Servants is the first team. Let's have a look. Right, okay. I'll let Wrekd talk through first before I say of the injuries. What do you think of this team, Wrekd?
They have a lot of TV invested in their ball carrier, is the first thing I noticed.
Yep.
They have very few kill skills and not a lot of guard. So I think, despite them being 1900 TV, I think they have a long way to go for them to be good.
Yeah, it's a solid team, isn't it? It's a solid team, but if someone turned around to me and said, right, okay, Bernie, you're going to be playing against 1900 Neg, I'll be like, oh my god, they're going to wreck the team. And then when I look at the team, I'm like, it's actually not that bad. Get rid of number 5, happy days. But I like the way he's invested on his ball carriers. Now I know a lot of veterans. I know some on the PS4 would say, "Oh, you don't need 2 bloody ball handlers. That's a lot of waste XP." The problem I'd say to that is, yeah, you know what? Chaos, Nagel, Rose Hat EV. A lot of the times they're giving away free wizard. There's, so it's good to have 2 options. Yeah. So if one gets zapped, don't care. Maybe the guy will pick it up. I quite like that.
Yeah, I do also like it because it shows that he wants to play the game. He doesn't just want to remove players.
Exactly.
So that's cool.
It's also like Wrekd said, like he still has a way to go. He still needs to get some mighty blow in and get some best stuff in. But he also has the base fundamentals. He already has a lot of block on his team. So there's not a lot of players that can go down that easily.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Jimmy Fantastic game. I very rarely see his games, but I saw his game, and we know we recapped it last season, didn't we? And it's an amazing team, loads of strength, loads of kill potential, but he doesn't have a ball handler. What's a bit of a thingy, and I think he got the other case team down to about 3 players or 4 players, and he still couldn't get the ball off him because he didn't really have any proper ball retrievers. So it's alright having all this kill power, but if that's your only game, and you haven't got nothing else, then, and this is it. I was like, push. I was actually, Jimmy, push, just go for him, Jimmy. He had so many men, and he was just shadow boxing. I'm thinking, you know what, Hunter would have just flew all over that. And in the end, the other guy you would have flew. You have to see it. And it was one of those games where, did you see the game?
No, I don't. But generally, he was 4 players in front.
I think you'd have to look at the chaos. The other team had about 4 or 5 players left. 4
or 5 players left. Well, if I had 4 or 5 players left, I would have still even gone aggressively on the opponent. So
yeah, you would. Yeah, but you're Skaven.
I'm a crazy person.
Yeah, but you're Skaven. So you've got speed. But these 2 were both chaos teams, and obviously Jimmy just killed everything. And I was really impressed with where the other guy was. I mean, he needed some dodges, but he was still trying to fend it off, and he was feigning to go one way. So Jimmy obviously had to go that way to protect it and honour it, but then he would go another way, and he was just buying himself time. And it was just impressive. And I just thought, you know what? If Jimmy had another one of those like really good ball sackers, like you have that gutter runner. What's that Agility 5 gutter runner called, Hunter? You remember his name?
Bernie 2 hours before.
Bernie 2 hours before. Yeah, that guy. See. Yeah. My name's always lucky. Everyone name a player after me. It'd be brilliant.
Everyone is wondering why I call him 2 hours. Like,
It's actually you. The reason with these shows are over 2 hours is because you're too long.
Sure.
But my point, a long-winded story as it is that he's got all the kill potential, and that'll win you loads of games, and it's a lot of fun, and all. I get that. But he just didn't have them players he could go, right, go and get me the ball. And in the end, he had to do something like a 5+ dodge or something. Because the guy put his ball into the corner of his end zone, and then put one of his own players left, so he had to dodge into it on a -2. But he didn't have that leaping guy could have just leaped in and gone, cheers mate, I'll have that ball, or an agility 5 or a 2-headed monstrosity to go in there to give him a chance to retrieve the ball. And this is why I like this team, is because he's trying to cover some bases. He's got number 12 there. Look at that. It's a 2-headed wrestle tackle piece, and he's got his claw. He's got claw. He's got 2 ball. And like I said, that agility 4, 2-headed, agility 5. That if Jimmy had that, he would have probably won this game. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's a case of we all want to kill stuff. I get that, but you still need a plan B if you can, or some other stuff. And this is why I really like this team, and I just hope it gets the time to develop, because this has got so much more potential. And it's just amazing. Regarding level ups and all that, Razmataz, so look at my trusty book. Number 6 leveled up. Who got blocked? So again, he's very sensible and safe, isn't he? The way he's doing his things. Yeah. And he lost 1 player, and that was I think it was someone called Bob the Sick, who was very sick and had to be put down. He was dead, but he was only rotter. And he was a no-skill rotter.
He did get an endorsement though.
It doesn't surprise me, by the way, that he's moving up the leaderboard as well, because, like I said, I know Edmund from CCO, and I've always seen him as a pretty decent Blood Bowl coach, so it doesn't surprise me.
The only concern I've got, though, Hunter, and this is no disrespect to him or anybody else, is if this team gets in the top 3, and this gets promoted to Division 2 or Division 1.
Oh yeah, that would be horrible.
That's the only fear I've got, is like, yeah, well done mate, you've just won this league, well done mate. Guess what? Division 1, Bleeding Hippie, Sage's team, or you could go into Jimmy's team, and then all of a sudden this team is in trouble because he doesn't have the firepower. So that's the only concern I have. But I've been impressed with where this guy's played. I really wish him the best of luck, and I hope he's there near the end of the season. I hope he'll get just reward, because every time I've seen this guy play, he's played very, very well. So well done to him. Have you played the Nagel yet, Wrekd?
Next week. This week, actually.
Ooh, that's going to be good. What? Ooh, you're going to tip on that. Ooh, it'll be good. Oh dear. A moment's silence, because we won't do a moment's silence because we're already overrunning by about 2 hours. But Total Walls with no AV. Oh, look at Dead Man's team, but I'm going to have to, aren't I? Oh, God dear me. I feel like I've lost a friend when I look at this team. Let's see what he's lost. So that wonderful Ulf, he's still got no XP, but this time he's gone one better. He's missing a game. And did he lose anything? Oh, he lost number 15. It couldn't be that important, because I just wrote dead. I think it was just maybe a LAN. And...
It was a rookie lineman. He now lives on the Rudder team, the Nurgle team.
Oh, well, there you go. So, but I mean, no level ups. He's got no Yeti. He's got no cash, really. He's lost his best players. If it was me, and we was looking at this on fluff basis, and I was going into the changing rooms, I'd be like effing and being at number 5, number 6, going, look, do your effing job, effing kill stuff, effing now. What do I effing pay you for? Get them effing off the pitch, because they don't have any effing problems effing killing my effing things. You effing kill their things, so they don't effing kill my things. Something like that. I would say.
I have to say, by the way, it's really good to know, like, that our guest exactly knows which player went where. Like,
of course he does.
So he knows it better than us. Maybe he should take our job.
I don't bring on riffraff, mate. I vet these guys. I get my PA to double check them, and my private eye to make sure they're not loonies and they can speak fluent English, because I can't. So, we gotta. I don't just let anyone on. We're not desperate. This is top tier show. I'll make sure if we're bringing anyone on, they're better than we are. So that's probably means any coach on this division.
But it's something about knowing about your team, something about knowing about your opponent, but also exactly knowing where his player went is quite impressive.
So he's obviously so he's obviously read the Bernie Buffon book of Skullduggery. I don't know. Yeah, and that's what I do. I used to do the same until I went over 40, then lost my marbles and can't remember anything. But I just feel if I could put some armour on, I swig a beer, put some horns on, I would come and play for this team. And my wife would probably take life insurance out because I'll probably be dead after one game. But I just want this team to win or make him happy, and they're not. And I feel this team should all die and go to hell because they're making my dead man 78 sad because they're not doing the job. And I blame it on number 5 and number 6. I don't know about you guys, but I think number 5 and 6, they need to start bloody killing shit. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think on that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna say just cage diving or some shit like that?
Anti-tweet.
He just needs to go for the result. But look at this, man. It's like 1240 TV.
I know.
Yeah. It's so painful to see. Maybe he's thinking like, well, maybe I'm gonna start over, but like he's still got 7 games to go. Like he's got to get through those 7 games and maybe get some level ups in, and then
it's
he can.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough because there's not much in this team what's good now. I mean, number 5 and number 6 are very good, but
you have number 2 who's a future star, right? Having a blood strength 4 is just good, and you have number 10. This is a very agility heavy division. So having that diving tackle piece is also very helpful.
Yes, there's still some potential in this team, absolutely. So like if he gets through those 7 games unscathed, is it that what they? See,
he's a couple of hundred SPP and he's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But like if he gets there, then it's all fine.
I mean, it shows you how bad of a season is having when you think, oh look, that number 13 lineman's only 1 XP away, then you realise this is a data player and you don't really want any more bloat on that player what's got AV8, you know.
If he rolls a double, he can get sneaky git. Maybe you can get something out of that Armor 8 as well.
Well,
I
think you should give it
I'm actually serious. Like if he gets a double, he can get sneaky git. So like
he hasn't got kick in this team. Give it kick. They can be dual purpose. You never know. You might convince someone to give you +1 because you got kick when you go to foul. But yeah, I'm just so depressed on that poor team. Crusaders, they didn't play this week, so there's no point looking at them. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the team he loves. Space Bounty Hunters. Obviously, this is your team, Hunter. Let's see if they got any level ups or nothing at all. There wasn't much happened this week, to be honest, in these things. What have I wrote down here? Number 2 got a level up. Repant Black Jr. who got sidestep. Yeah. The thing was, I think I'm sure I've said this before, but this guy, Papillion, it's all about control with him, controlling the positional, controlling the pitch. Yeah. All four blitzers have all got sidestep now and blodge, and he's got stand firm on 2 of his blockers. I'm sure the other 2 blockers will get guard and block as well. I really like this guy. I must admit, I like the way he picks his skills. And Brett's this season in ReBBL, in various divisions, have been doing really, really well. It's the season, the Brett's for sure. I just love this guy.
The whole thing is like, if I've been playing Bretts in the CCL this season, and like I was having a horrible time because like of the best year teams just killing my players, constantly killing my star players and that kind of thing during a good part of the season.
Yeah.
If you look at his team is looking insanely strong after this amount of games. Like he didn't lose that many players, I think, and it's just looking healthy.
I think that's the point, though, isn't it? With a lot of the thing is to do with luck a bit, isn't it? It's like, you know, hopefully your team won't implode because if they do, you're in trouble. But if you can keep most of your players healthy, then you're more likely to be up at the top end, aren't you? And you know, basically.
And I think I gotta say, they're saying this. I don't know if Wrekd feels the same way, but this is actually, in my opinion, one of the top competitors for the playoffs. Like, this is one of the guys that can actually beat both the Dark Elves, Dark Elf teams.
Yeah, definitely does well against the 1800 range teams. I don't know if he comes up against a 2300 kill team, he might be in trouble. But I mean, any team would be so.
Yeah, I just like the way this team's built. I just like the way he plays. I agree with Hunter as well that this team, unless something crazy happens, this will be top 4, no problem. He'll be there or thereabouts for definite. I think he's really impressed me. He's got 150k in the bank as well. So if something does go wrong, he's got the cash to replace it. So yeah, I really like this team a lot, must admit. So there we go. Right then, we are now going to go to Goku's tendencies. Now I know what's happened before even looking at the book. That guy we saw die, horrible death, and the strength 6 guy got level up. I wonder what he went for, and you know what? I feel a bit sad. Really, he went with guard.
Really?
Yeah, I was hoping he was hoping to go break tackle like Hunter, and then I was hoping he would die, and then we could all blame Hunter.
He clearly doesn't listen to me. I wonder if he listens to the whole recap.
He didn't want to listen to it this week, does he? Definitely not.
Tuned out after the first 5 minutes.
He'll be like, them bastards, how dare they?
Give a disclaimer to Zonk in the whole YouTube in the YouTube description. If you're Zonk, read this. Do not watch the video for the first 15 minutes.
I think if I was really clever with like editing stuff, I could have got it. So when he presses play on it, it pops up Zonk. There is nothing to see here. Move along or something like that. And he but no. But I like this team. I you know what, guard. I like guard, but you know what? And it's very rare I'll say this, but I probably agree with Hunter. I think I'd have gone break tackle.
Oh, I would absolutely have gone guard.
What do you know? You're a Dark Elf player. Who let this guy on?
I play once in BBT. Does that count?
Guard is a solid general option to get on these kind of teams.
It is.
I was just throwing up break tackle to have a potential surprise
I would have
that kind of thing.
I would have gone with either break tackle or stand firm.
I mean, if you go break tackle to Katie's dive, you're Katie's diving with block, no tackle. So if the ball handler is a blood player, you're not gonna get the ball off anyways.
It would be so much fun.
You are getting 2 dice on him though.
Yeah, it's like what, 30%.
And if it's a skink, you're getting 3 die. Or if it's one of those girly wood elf catchers, it's a 3 die. You could give him tackle afterwards, if you wanted it. I think you've got enough guard so you could like go a bit, but you could. I mean, one thing I like to do with these big strength things is give him stand firm, crash the corner of the cage, stand it there, go hand off or dodge, your choice, mate.
Absolutely.
So, but it'd be interesting what he does. He hasn't got enough money for another blitzer either, so he'll have to run with 3. Like I say, I like this team. I would be quite happy to take this team. I would quite happily play with this team, no problem.
He needs more tackle though. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he does.
1 tackle in this division is not a lot.
I think the rest of lineman is reserved for that. If the rest of lineman levels up, it's gonna be tackle. So
I like to say
same for both diving tackle players, right?
I mean, he's 2 diving tackle players. If they get tackle next, what you would think would be the most sensible option to give them, then they're going to be a very good dual purpose as well. So they're close.
I've been hitting on the diving tackle on the blitzers. How do you feel about diving tackle on the blitzers, Wrekd, instead of on the Black Orcs? Because you usually see them on the Black Orcs if they pick it up.
If it's on the Black Orcs, I would definitely have taken it. On the blitzers. Actually, if it's on the Black Ox, I wouldn't have taken diving tackle unless it's 3rd skill. I think you need block guard and they take forever to level.
Absolutely.
But on the blitzers, I can see why he did it. I don't hate it. And the thing is, with the Black Ox, you use the diving tackle to get more hits off. But the blitzers is going to be more to stop people from scoring.
But like potentially that could have been dodge or it could have been jump up.
I don't like that on teams that can't spam it, but that's
Okay, but potentially could have also been jump up and then piling on to follow up because
that's true.
With the mighty blow in there, like it's such a big factor.
Yeah.
I like diving tackle. I like it. I think long term it'll help him. I really do. But he needs tackle next on them 2 players. And like I said, one's 5 points off, one's 8 points off.
They get tackled, they get stand firm, and then
then they become then they become nasty pieces. So I think, like I say, if he's playing a long game, that's totally fine. Like I say, I like this team. It's a good team. Shame about losing the blitzer. But
I hope to see the goblin. I hope to see the goblin level up a little bit more. Maybe get some sure feet and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, the movement is really interesting on him.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to pick up in movement. So yeah, there you go. Let's hope he can bounce back this week. Right then, we've got the Undead up and down like a yo-yo of late, but good win this week. Did they get any level ups? I don't think they did. Nothing. They got no injuries or no level ups. Wrekd, what do you think of this team?
2K TV is a lot. I feel like I'm not super scared when I look at the team, and especially not when I look at them being 2K TV. I don't know where all that TV is at, but yeah.
Well, he's got a strength up and some mighty blow for one, like.
Yeah, I guess.
And yeah, it's
the mighty blow ghoul. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
yeah, that's what we've been talking about last week. I don't know if you heard that, but like last week we were like, yeah, that mighty blow, that's really something, isn't it? It's
I love it.
Kind of a weird pick.
I like it though. Yeah, it is generally guard, but I love it. Yeah. I love the pick. I love it when I see crazy stuff like this. Like it won't be on my team, but I like it when other people do it because I think it's a lot of fun. But obviously the Mummy's got blocks, so that's a double, isn't it? Obviously the strength up, the movement up. It's a solid team. It's a solid team. I think. I don't think it's a good team. But
they saw them outbashed hard, right? They got they controlled the Chaos Dwarfs this week.
And ironically, that goal I would have given a guard because he's only got 4 guards. So I think with Undead and like with Necro, every chance you get to take guard, especially on things what you need to roll double, you take it. Because if you get your normal guard and then you get another 3 or 4 others with guard, then all of a sudden these teams become ridiculously hard.
But the thing is with the Mummy, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the Mummy has Blotch and Juggernaut now. Instead of Juggernaut, I would have gone break tackle on it.
Yeah, like, I don't get that Juggernaut. I don't get it at all.
I think I would have gone break tackle as well. I like Juggernaut on normal killers, like on the fast killers, because you can hunt down the wrestle pieces with it.
But I just don't know why you give a movement 3 Mummy jugs.
Yeah.
Unless he's thinking, well, if I have to hit a wrestle piece and I don't want my Mummy to be on the floor, if I blitz, then obviously I can cancel wrestle.
That's true, but like having break tackle and dodge is just so good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'd do the same. I'd be like, I'm cage diving in on strength 5.
If you have break tackle, you can give the wrestle guy the finger and just dodge out of him. Just go to some useful spots, like.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to think of why you would take it. But again, another good team. I like it. The only thing I'm slightly concerned is it needs more guard, and I just think, Mighty Blow's so cool, the goal's so cool, but God, guard would have been so much better. But a lot of people though, a lot of people don't like basing with the goals because no regen.
Yeah. And it's fast, so he can hunt down the valuable targets with it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
But usually just leave your whites to do that. But I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. It's still live at the moment, so hey, we'll keep an eye on him. Right then, the Big Cups. They had a great win this week, and a lot of the rest of the competition will be extremely happy that they beat the Dark Angels. Did they get any level ups? Number 6 got a level up, a car, and look what he picked. He picked diving tackle.
That I do like, because you already have the tackle and you have to stand firm and you have blood.
Yeah.
You park on someone and that player is screwed.
Yeah, I like it a lot. The only problem is his movement force. Most of the speed teams should be able to keep away from it, but I love it. I like guard, but at this point he's got a decent amount of that, so diving tackle, probably the right call. I mean,
you put him on the LOS and you just keep the players there for the rest of the half.
We should rename that player to annoying fucker instead of fucker. like if you have him on him, you're not gonna be moving anywhere at all. And oh man, it has so much value with the dodge and the stand firm being there, like Wrekd pointed out.
Yeah,
it's amazing, really.
And
like he doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do anything with the traditional set with the guard or anything like. But he will get that at some point. Like if he levels up again, it's gonna be guard and then maybe mighty blow and that's it.
Yeah. It's
if you're really lucky, get there.
It's a good team, and I like the +1 armor on the Troll's Flare as well. That's a good pickup, and he's only 6 points away from another level. Like I said, this team's got potential. I'm hoping I'm not confusing with the other dwarf team from the other division, but I think this is the team what just doesn't do enough damage, but it should do with the amount of Mighty Blow it's got. But like I said, he's got a bit of momentum. He's beaten both the two Dark Elf teams, so the only team to be able to do that. So this guy can obviously play, and he's got momentum. And it'd be interesting to see if he can keep that going after a big win this week. See if he can, back that up. Jungle Beats, they're the next team we're looking at, and they've been in a bit of sticky situation. And Cinderella got -1 movement this week, so that's one of his blitzers.
I've watched this game, and I believe Cinderella was the blitzer that died and then got Apo to safety, and then got movement busted afterwards.
There you go. You say that's why Wrekd's on the show. He knows his stuff.
So, yeah.
She's officially a dwarf blitzer now. So
Still
She's
good.
the new tall dwarf with no AV.
Number 16 though, Sleeping Beauty the second got a level up and chose tackle. Interesting. What do you think about that? Agility 4 piece takes tackle. Like it? Don't like it?
I like it. Yeah, because you're gonna need someone to sack the ball, right, and have the safety. You already have your ball carrier somewhere else and the thrower.
I mean, he's got Tinkerbell, number 14 already.
Yeah,
but I suppose
ball sackers don't live that long, do they? They always get into sticky situations, get punched around.
Yeah, it's also the line women only have general access, don't they? So like, it's not that they can go for something like catch or anything else.
No.
I don't know why I always think they have agility, but they don't. They just get dodged for free, don't they? But like I said, at least both agility 4 pieces, at least they can play safeties, and obviously both of them have got the tools to get the ball loose. So that's all good. But shame about Cinderella, but yeah, when you play an AV7 teams, you expect to get a bit of wear and tear. Blodge can only save you so much. But again, he's been doing pretty well. I've been impressed the way he's been playing, but like I say, he lost to the Dark Angel Lilith 2-0. He then got a good win over the Nurgle, but then it's been beaten by the Khemri 1-0. So it's a bit of an up and down at the moment, but again, it's another team I expect to be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. So, anybody else want to add anything, or shall we move on?
No, this is it's pretty clear for me. Like you just laid it out as it is. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Right, the Boondock Skinks. This team I can't get a read on at all. I just don't look at the history there, but okay. So the Boondock Skinks. Anything happened to them? No level ups or injuries. You boring fuckers. Nothing to talk about them, are there? And
sadly,
yeah. Number 13 is the superstar of this team. He's 5 points away from next level, and I will be staggered if he doesn't take Trophy unless he rolls a double or some crazy stuff like that. He's got sprint already.
Even with a double, I would consider Sure Feet because I don't really want to use him as anything but a one-turner.
Exactly. So to me, it's a case of giving Sure Feet.
There's also another option. Like he could also get catch. So like it's either one of those.
Sure Feet is 3 rolls, catches 1 roll, but it's a 1 and 9, 1, 3. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other option he's got, hasn't he? It's one or the other.
Like you guys say like Sure Feet is the biggest choice.
Yeah.
So like he should definitely go for that. The rest of the team just looks okay generally. Like
it's another team that needs another season. Like I've said before, I mean he's got 2 Blodge Saurus. That looks quite good. Stanfam or Break Tackle would be where I'd go there. But again, it's a team we're still developing. Obviously, the Crocs go, unfortunately, he's got -1 AV. What's unfortunate, but you keep him because he's such a good Crocs block guard, Stanfam. Gotta love that.
Yeah. I don't know where he is in the leaderboard, but if he's not going to go for playoffs this season, I would consider cycling the Crocs now.
Would you? Ooh. Well, would you, Hunter? Would you recycle the Crocs?
Well, he has 150k in the bank, so maybe after this game, like if he plays another game, like he's gonna have an overbank.
Actually, I just wouldn't recycle him. I think Strength 5 will protect him, and he's got Strength 4 around him.
He could do it like Rex said, he could do it right now, but if he loses a Saurus, then he's gonna be in some trouble,
Yeah.
So like, let him just overbank it. and then think about it.
He's still got a chance. Leaderboard says he's still got a chance. So I personally will be touching this.
Okay, yeah, but then I would keep it. If I'm still going for something this season, I'm keeping it. If I'm done with the season, I'm cycling it, I think.
I feel like, a lot of pressure is on number 13. If he fires to do well, if he doesn't, it's a bit more trickier.
Absolutely.
And I think he's got to be careful. I mean, I'd be tempted. They're saying that it's 1840 TV, but I'd be tempted to have another skink, because what you don't want is them to get enough casualties to force your star player on the pitch for a half. Because you've got all them leapers, them immediately fire pieces, who could just leap and smack that skink even if you protected him. Because that skink's always going to be the number one target any team's going to go after, because if they can get rid of that, then that's his main threat gone.
Absolutely.
So I think a lot revolves on that.
Back on the Crocs, by the way, I know where Wrekd is coming from, because as a Skaven coach, we play with armor 8 big guys a lot.
Yeah.
And it doesn't turn out that well. If my Red Ogre levels and I get an armor up, I'm really happy to take it.
I
had a Bludge Crocs armor 8 for one game, and then he died. So yeah, never again.
See, this is why those big guys with armor 8 they're not reliable at all.
Yeah.
This is why you don't see a lot of Red Ogres on teams. It's also why you don't see a lot of Minotaurs on teams.
But I mean, the thing is, though, he's got a lot of strength around him. I mean, the thing what this team's badly lacking is guard. There's not much guard in this as well.
He can keep it for a while. Like, he doesn't have to cycle it now. But if eventually,
if he runs into the any Orcish team with all that guard, or Dwarf with all that guard, he will be in a bit of bother. But I understand that you need your blocks first, and the stuff. But going forward, that needs more guard, in my opinion. But hey, there we go.
Yeah, same.
Right, Matt, go on, sorry.
Just thinking in the division with that, where there isn't a lot of claws, so the difference between the armor 8 and armor 9 is bigger than it would be if he was in the division with 5 KS.
Yeah. But you see, that's the other way you could think of it. You think, you know what, I could, get rid of him and bring another one in, and then he could get clawed to death.
Yeah.
So, it's, to me, I just keep it, and when he dies, he dies.
I wouldn't do it quickly. I would do it when he
has more
guard.
There's too much Mighty Blow and Claw about that. If he's gonna die, he dies. Simple as that. My Brothers Embalmed. So the Khemri got a huge win this week. Very happy for them. But no level ups or injuries. So no injuries. That's good. No level ups. But like I said, I've always liked this team. It ticks a lot of boxes for me. It's got 4 good Tomb Guardians. 2 of them have got block. 3 Stand Firm. 3 guard. 3 Mighty Blow. It's got 2 brilliant Blitzers. What are really, really good. It's got really nice throw rise. 2 data players. I just like this team for a Khemri.
One of the throwers is looking really sad at his brothers, like he's looking at the other really experienced thrower and the experienced destructive Blitzras, and he's looking all sad, like why am I not like that? But maybe eventually one day. So, but like you said, it's a really solid team. He does have to be a little bit careful not to lose another Thrower or a Blitzra, because then it could be a bit of a trouble. But other than that, it's looking perfectly fine. Especially how the Tomb Guardians are developed. So,
what do you think, Wrekd?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Obviously, the baby Tomb Guardian, once he gets good, it's gonna be a lot better. Like once he gets guard on that and Mighty Blow.
I just like this team. It ticks the boxes. It reminds me of the Bretonnian team, where the Bretonnian team, I like the way that's built, and I like the way this team's built as well. Like I said, I'm still confident he'll be up there if he can keep toe to toe with the 2 Dark Elf teams. I'm going to have a way with that blue guy, because I'm a big. Well, I used to be back in the day when we were going back. I used to be a big 40k fan, Warhammer 40k, and I was a big Space Wolf fan, and they really hate Dark Angels, so I read that name a lot. So now I've ended up calling all you Dark Elves Dark Angels, and it's all his fault. So forgive me if I say Dark Angels, they're Dark Elves. But can he keep toe-to-toe with you guys? I don't know, but I think there's a good chance he can still pinch that 3rd spot, especially the way he's playing.
It's interesting that he picked up Phantom, one of his dirty players, by the way. I would have seen block. Normally.
I would have gone wrestle.
Also a possibility, like either one of those. But First that, and then Fend after that. Eventually.
Fired after that.
Yeah,
I don't like.
I really get in a grumpy if they have more than one skill. But DPs, because then they get too expensive. But yeah, Fend. I'd like to go wrestle him on the floor, and get up and kick him in the nuts.
I mean, Fend does mean that he's free to foul the turn after he gets splits.
He does.
So
there is that. So
unless he gets both down.
That's true.
Yeah, then he going nowhere. Right.
So that's my point.
Yeah.
Right, Dark Angels of Lilith then. They did lose the game, but guess what? They got no injuries, I don't think, this week. And number 7, Darth Dodo, got a level up. Did he? Really? Is that right? He says he was. Number 7, yeah, Darth Dodo. I thought he was a unskilled land elf. Oh, well, maybe not. So he's gone for block, he's got guard. And yeah, this team all of a sudden has got some seriously decent skills. They haven't got the strength though, but 3 agility 5 pieces, can't really moan at that. What do you think of this team, Wrekd?
I'm looking forward to playing it a lot. I think it's going to be fun. He does have 3 guard, which is a bit cheating. Didn't he? Yeah, well, didn't he used to have a... Oh, there it is, yeah, and the Mighty Blow, of course, is pretty huge in this division.
Yeah, good old Darkwind Duck. Love that game. But,
it's going to be interesting when you guys face off. He does seem to have the stronger side of it with the block variations with all the guard there. So yeah.
But there is a big difference in TV value though. That's one thing. I mean, this guy's now rocking at 1940, where obviously the Changelings have lost quite a few pieces. So
yeah, of course. But we don't know. We don't know if these are actually the TVs when they face each other. Of course.
That's true.
So
it should be a good game. It should be a good game, and
yeah.
I mean, I'd almost prefer to be the underdog just to get the wizard in this matchup. So
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, a good team. Like I said, they had all that agility 5 will always help, and obviously good old Darth Donduck there with his movement 8. Go him. But yeah, we know what we get with them. So hey ho. And right, Pirates of the World's End. So they lost this week to the Undead, if I remember correctly. Did they lose anything though? Let's have a look. Oh no, they got 2 level ups though. Number 2, Hector Barbosa, he got a level up, and he got tackle on the ball centre. Well, I just given tackle on our ball centre, so I like that. And number 13 got a level up as well, Charles Vane, and he was a data player. He's now got wrestle, and he was just talking about wrestle, wasn't he, guys, for data players? Yeah. And he's gone with what you said, so well done to him. You get yourself a Chufty badge. So yeah.
Is it me, or is the whole tackle pick on the bull center? Isn't it a little bit too much when you're running like a half a team with tackle? I would have liked to see Frenzy instead. For example.
But well, yeah, I had Frenzy on mine already. But I think I can't remember what my bull is. I think my bull's block, break, tackle, mighty blow, Frenzy, and I just picked tackle. Yeah. Because I just thought, it just seems better than Juggernaut. But no, I quite like that, because the thing is people say you have all this tackle, and that I get that, but they all move like fast. Don't really move very much. They move 4, and they're usually in the middle. They're not usually sweeping at the back. So I think having something like that is fine. The only problem is it hasn't got break tackle, it hasn't got dodge yet. That's the only worry I would have. So I would have gone break tackle, and then maybe look at tackle next time. Because obviously the maneuver, if you have to dodge, you dodge on a 4+ instead of a 2+ with break tackle. So it's like saying tackle help you knock it down, but if you can't get to the piece to throw blocks at it, tackle's a bit pointless. But no, I mean it's a solid pick, but I think I'd have gone break tackle if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of this team, Wrekd? Have you played this team yet? Or?
Oh yeah, I have. I got 3 blitzes and.
Oh yeah, this is the game where he messaged me and said, "Barry, don't you ever tip me again?" And he said about the blitzers and all that. So like, oh crap, the curse is real. So yes.
He has a lot of the 2 claw pieces that doesn't have mighty blow yet. That kind of sucks. They really need to get there fast. But once they get there, it's going to be a good team, and he needs some more guard.
And that's it, is it? Yeah, guard like me. I need guard, but let's say as soon as them claw pieces get mighty blow, then they're going to be a lot more dangerous. But yeah, it's a solid team, and we'll see how he does this week. Then we've got, oh god, look at this coach. Not even picked his level ups, mate. Hunter, we hate this, don't we, Hunter? I mean, how dare he not take it? I mean, come on.
He can take it now, so then we can talk about it. Like,
it's a double, and I'm like 80% guard, 20% mighty blow. I can't decide. Because there's only one team that where I think I prefer the guard over the mighty blow in this division, and that's the orc team. I would like the guard over the mighty blow. But all the rest have players I want a mighty blow hit.
You generally don't have a mighty blow guy, so I'm like, yeah.
What would you pick, Hunter? Guard or mighty blow?
Mighty blow.
Oh, bollocks. I was hoping he was gonna say something boring like guard, and I go, oh no, Hunter, take mighty blow every time. But you've just sort of took my thunder.
Yeah, exactly. But he doesn't have a mighty blow guy, and if he wants to blitz something, does he have a mighty blow guy?
He doesn't have a mighty blow guy, so he needs a mighty blow guy. And he's called Galahad as well. He's called Galahad. He's a knight, so he should have a mighty blow.
Guard people.
Oh, you don't want to guard people. That's boring. Was it Lancelot got off with the King's misses, or was it Galahad? I can't really remember. I'm sure it was Lancelot.
When you got a chance to injure some players, then you kind of want that. So like I feel there's not much of a question here about what you want to do. In my opinion, it's
just I lost the guard at the last game of Open the mighty blow at the last game of Open Invitational.
And you know why you lost it, don't you? It's because you didn't have a guy to punch him in the face and kill the guy who killed him.
Sure, that was it.
That's exactly what happened.
But now, I haven't missed having a mighty blow piece, whereas I feel like I've kind of missed having an extra guard sometimes. But guard players take forever to level, so it's so hard.
As long as you don't do any stuff to trigger me, like getting kick on him, and then when the Gawain levels up, Gawain V2, if you get break tackle on him, that kind of thing triggers me. So don't do that.
Break tackle and strength 4 blitzer, yeah, why not? Chili 4 don't matter. But I think he's probably going to go guard, but we go mighty blow because you got to kill shit, and then we can say, oh look, this guy killed something. Keeps us in a job, so we're selfish. But it's a good team. Obviously, it's lost a few pieces, but it's got the ball attacker potential. He's got obviously 2 leapers there, both for Jelly 5.
You also got to think like this. He's on 10 SPP, so he's 6 SPP from leveling up as well. So like if you injure 3 guys, there's another level up. Might not be a double, but like he's still getting a level up.
To me, I mean, oh god, it's mighty blow all the way, man. It is.
Yeah.
Get some down. Get some down and we'll blackmail him. You don't need guard. You're a dark elf. You don't need it.
Yeah, that's why I need guard.
No, you don't. You need
someone. I know where he's coming from, because he sees the other dark elf team and he's thinking like, well, shit, I gotta match that with my guard. That's what he's thinking.
So he's trying to live with the Joneses, then, isn't he? That's what he's trying to do. Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, I personally, the way I look at dark elves, I mean, I agree guard is really, really key on elf teams, but you do need something like a nice mighty blow tackle blitzer. When they come against these agility 5 gut runners and all these pantsy war dance and all that, it can just smack them and they die. Having guard isn't going to give you the chance to kill them. And if you roll another double, you get piling on them, give them a right good kick in.
Or like I said, you pick something ridiculous and then we can talk about it for an hour.
Yeah.
That's also a possibility.
Just do it for content.
Give us some interesting.
God helps you sack the ball, though. It's all about whether we want to play the player.
It can help sack the ball.
It's not a bad pick to pick up guard. I'm just saying, like, if you give me the choice, like, from guard to mighty blow, I would pick, in your situation, I would pick mighty blow. But that's
see to me, Hunter, it's not even a choice. It's not even a choice, mate. It's mighty blow. Now, no, I'm not a troll player. That's the funny thing, is I'm not actually a troll player. If you already had one mighty blow, I would say guard. But you have no punch in this team, and I'm sorry, but when you go against divisions where there's a lot more punch, or these superstars. Because what you got to remember is if you win this division, you're going up to the big boys, mate. You know these ones where these have these agility 5 2-headed monstrosities, and you need something what's gonna put them down, and that's what I would say.
On the good side, like I'm gonna advocate for guard here as well a little bit, because if you pick up guard instead of mighty blow, you will have Bernie not tipping you for the next few games, next few rounds.
That's true.
Hey, I'll be tipping him. I'll be tipping him if he takes guard. Damn right. I want that. I want that Galahad killed, so then we can say, well, there you go. He didn't guard himself very well, did he? We'll pull all the we'll put the peer pressure on him. No, I mean if he wants to take guard, he can take guard, but we only can. It won't be a bad choice, would it? Let's be honest. Guard's good. So
what I need is more
terrible.
linemen. Yeah, what I need is more linemen that can get guard. That's what I really need.
Yeah, that'd be the best thing, wouldn't it? But hey, it's a good team. Wish you all the best this week and the next week. And who knows, we may tip you this week. I know you'll be happy about that. Fairy Harem, well, they didn't get to play, but you know what? They did get some level ups. Boom, boom, boom. 2 levels up. The Go-Runner Bell got catch. Ooh, catch.
No. They didn't invest yet.
What? What do you mean? Oh, there's big
ass arrows up there on the.
I tell you what, mate. I tell you what. I'm already triggered of him not picking Mighty Blow. That's what it is. I'm blaming that. I'm like, how can he not pick Mighty Blow? Come on. But another team. I think we should just tip any team what doesn't take the level ups. I think that's what I should do, just to punish them. So we can't. I mean, this team to me should be much higher up. He did say to me on Discord though, nothing's gone right for the Fairy Harem this season. And obviously, I got blamed for it for cursing him. Was probably true, to be fair, so I can't really obviously complain too much. But like I say, he's got. This is a good team. I tell you what, if I had this team, I'd be really happy. He'd probably die after 2 games, but it'd be two.
I wonder what he's going with the catch on the gutter.
Well, you're the bloody Rat King. You tell us. What's he gonna go with? What would you take?
I can tell you a little something about the whole thing. Like if you first level up a gutter runner, there's like, I don't know if it was in the old Blood Bowl 1 or this Blood Bowl, but there was like a noob suggestion kind of thing that you either pick block or catch for the first skill up. Like that's the thing the game suggested to you. Like okay, you gotta pick block or catch. But I never picked up catch on a gutter runner. Generally, because there's so many other skills that have more potential. So I wonder where he's going with this. He might just generally be thinking, like, okay, I'm just gonna make it a receiver. But it would be nice if he gets some extra arms or anything else like that first, before he gets to catch or something. Because then it's gonna be really easy to catch a ball when he's marked by 2 players or 1 player or whatever, So like. Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know what he's going with it yet. Maybe he's gonna
I don't.
Maybe
he's not gonna go for an intercept player, is he? You can give it a pass block or something crazy like that.
Block, yeah, could go that direction as well. But like, there's like so many different ways to utilize him better. But
I'm just thinking maybe taking catch. Taking catch. I'm just thinking maybe he's thinking he needs maybe he wants an intercept machine. I don't know. But number 10, I would expect him to take kick, wouldn't you think, Hunter, to go in number 11? No? Nah, bro.
That's gonna be in the amount of, if I'm gonna give a serious reaction to that, with the amount of players, it's gonna be either Wrestle or Dirty Player.
It has to be Dirty Player.
Yeah.
I like Wrestle.
Yeah, Wrestle is like I pick a lot of Wrestle on my linemen as well, because I kind of value my linemen, and I kind of want them to.
Bless you. You don't care about your go-runners, but you value your linemen. Fantastic. Wrestle would be my other choice, because obviously if you can put them on the floor, opens gaps up for your go-runners to do what they want. But hey, you ain't got Dirty Player, man. A Rat team with no Dirty Player.
There's also like there's a few ways you can go with the linemen as well. You can go Wrestle Fend.
That's
which is pretty nice, but there's
really annoying hit.
But there's also an underestimated combination of block and shadowing. Like with them having movement 7 there, you could actually go block shadowing, and if the guy won in ice or something, you can just chase him, or if he's already merged into some group where he's already next to someone that's blocking and he follows up, he can just follows in there. So positionally, you can do some stuff with shadowing there with his nice amount of movement. So wouldn't surprise me if he'd gone that way either.
It's a bit fruity.
There are some interesting stuff you can do with Skaven linemen that you can scan to with any other of the linemen from other races. Like,
Interesting. Well, there you go. So we're all done apart from the fun part of the show where we get to tip. Oh, this should be fun. And guess what? Wrekd will be able to show us how easy it is to tip by getting them all right.
Super easy.
And see who I will curse this week, as it seems to be. Nobody wants me to tip them. I don't know why. Anyway, so let's go with the Orcs of Gorka-sidal tenses against Fair Harem. The Rats Wrekd. Anyone wins or is it a draw?
I'm gonna give it to the Rats. They have the one turner, so.
I agree with Wrekd. I also know Keith Carr, so he's quite strong in OCC, so I think he's gonna win this one.
It's a tricky one for me because I don't want to be harsh, but I was really put off with that 10-15 player. I mean, I've done terrible things as well, but I think if I'm going to go with the Rats, because then if the Orcs win, then I'll claim credit for not cursing him, and if the Rats win, then I picked it right. What's a miracle? So I think Fair Harem, the team's good, and he's got Claw as well, and that could do a lot of damage. And I think something might happen to that Strength 6 guard this week. Just put it out there. Chaqua Changelings versus Flowerlord Servants. Ooh, Wrekd, do we dare ask you?
I'm gonna give it to myself.
Everyone does that. Everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I can scam a wizard if I really need it against this in this game. Yeah, his ball saga is nickeled, so if I do go Mighty Blow,
yeah. Hunter.
Like, I know Edmund as well as a decent coach. This will be a tough matchup for the both of them. I think we will be looking at a draw. A draw here.
Hunter goes for the draw. Well, you know what? Because I think he's going to take guard instead of Mighty Blow. I'm backing the Chaqua Changelings to win. There you go. That's all I've got to say on that. I actually think the Changelings will win, but I think
I've played.
It's going to be a tough game, but he hasn't got enough punch to hurt you, I don't think.
No.
And I think you said you could get a wizard as well, and with all the agility 5 you've got on that.
I get 70k inducements, I think, so I need to scam the wizard if I want it.
It's just the only factor is that, like, it's gonna be really annoying for the Dark Elves to get through it as well, because they're looking at every player that has block. Plus, most of the players, or a lot of the players, have disturbing presence as well.
Yeah, but that won't do as much on the
And I'm gonna forget about foul appearance and all that.
Foul appearance and that kind of shit. So there's a lot of shit that can stop the Dark Elves.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Servants won, but I'm going to go with Chaqua. He's played very well, and I just think he'll win it. So I'm gonna go with the Changelings on that one. Pirate of the Weld's End versus Tall Dwarfs with no AV. Wrekd. Chorfs or Norse?
Pirates.
The Pirates. Are you
sure?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to that man, but he's just in a recovery phase, so it's gonna be really hard to get out of that. And until then, I think his opponents actually can just be like vultures and eat off his flesh. So it's gonna be Pirates of World's End there.
Okay, so you're both going for that. So that means I'm going to I'm going to go for the Pirates as well. So it's a 3-way. So yeah, we're all going for that. That's a slam dunk for the Pirates. Then he'll be mortified. Then not only have I tipped him, you two have as well. Dark Angels of Lilith versus Crusaders of Calador. And there was a no-show this week. Maybe he was on holiday. So let's say he's going to turn up. Who wins this one, Wrekd?
It's gonna be a really close one, but the High Elves get a wizard, and I think that can be game changing. So I'm gonna go with them.
Okay, he's praying that the elves can do something. Hunter.
Well, like you said, he has the admin win curse, so I definitely have to go for the Dark Elf. No, but seriously, like, it's gonna be quite a competition between these two, and with Chaqua Changelings as well, of course. But I think the Dark Angels will win this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm hoping for a shootout. I think if it's me, I'll try to make it a shootout on either side, and it's gonna be like a 4-2 win for either of them.
I think, and I pray, because I'm tipping them, Dark Angels win this week, or I'm going to get worried because they've only lost when I've tipped them. So if they lose this week as well, I think Dark Angels win this one comfortably, 2-3-0, whatever he wants really. Maybe Crusaders will get a TD, 3-1 maybe, but I'm pretty confident Dark Angels win this week, definitely. So I'm with you there, Hunter. My Brothers Embalmed versus Beth Space Bounty Hunters. Will the Dauntless help against the Tomb Guardians? Wrekd, who do you think will win that one?
I'm gonna give it to the Birds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Birds, because it's Khemri and you never know if they pick up the ball or not.
Yeah. Hunter?
It's raw power versus positional play. Usually you see a lot of raw power winning, but the big upside for the Birds is they have a deep bench.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Birds are gonna squeeze this one out. They're gonna win this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with the Khemri. I'm not giving up on my boys. I've got a really good feeling, right, that the two Blitzwires, between them, they're gonna permanently injure one of the Blitzers or retire him or kill him. They're gonna do something, and that's gonna be the catalyst for them to get the win. I don't know why I really fancy the Khemri this week. I shouldn't do because they're against Dauntless, but you know what? I'm going to tip the Khemri, yeah? Give some Khemri some love, so don't let me down. Otherwise, I'll never hear the last of it. This next one's a pain in the backside. I can't. The Boondock Skinks versus Owendo's Requiem. Undead or Lizards? Wrekd, who wins?
I'm going to say Lizard. They get the Wizard as well from inducements.
What's always big. Always big.
Really big on the Lizards. They have the one turner, so I think they can win.
And they've armor 9 to hold. So it looks like a win. Yeah.
So you're both going for the Lizards then, yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Underworld wins, but yeah, I think the Lizard has the upper hand. Should have the upper hand.
Right, well I'm fed up of backing the Boondock Skinks and not winning for me, so I'm going to go with the Undead. That's all I can say.
Well, now we know they're going to win 5-0, so
yeah, you can blame me. I don't care. I think it was just a hiccup 2 weeks ago, and he got a good win the week just gone, and I think the Undead will get this done. It wouldn't surprise me if this is a draw, really, but you know what? I'm going for a draw this week, so I'm going to keep off the draws, and I think the Undead will get it done. So I'll go with them. Now, this is an interesting one. Amazons, Jungle Beats versus the Dwarfs, the Dark Elf Slayers, the Big Cups. Wrekd, who wins this one?
I mean, it's Amazons versus Dwarfs. Of course it's going to be Dwarfs.
Yeah, I had the same reaction ready there. Like, if you didn't want to say that, I would have said the same thing.
So you're both going for the Dwarfs?
Yeah, you sound surprised. Are Amazons beating the Dwarfs in PS4? Because I wouldn't be surprised about that at all.
Hey, look, I saw in the cross-platform cup. I think it was the PC Amazons beat the Xbox Dwarfs, and they outbashed them as well. So, I don't know, because the big cups haven't been hurting much, have they? They should do with all that mighty blow. They should rip the Amazon apart.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to go against the Jungle Beats. But you know what? I'm going to go with you two. I'm going to go with the Dwarfs. Then I can blame him if he didn't win.
They're gonna already win because they have that diving tackle Dutch son of a bitch player. You know,
he's gonna be
versus Armor 3 there. It's gonna be.
I tell you what, though.
It's gonna be.
Tell you what, it wouldn't surprise me if the Amazons win. I know you'll laugh at that, but he's a good coach and he needs a win. And the big cups, if they play Dark Elves, they're all right. They've got to prove they can beat other teams as well. And you would think the Dwarfs can get this done, but I haven't watched much of the Dwarfs, but I have seen a lot of the Amazons, and their positioning play has been very good. So, like I said before about positioning, if he leaves a gap open, these zones will be gone. But my concern is probably what you two are thinking. With all that might blow tackle, there might not be many zones left. So, for that reason only, I've got to go with the Dwarfs like you two, to be fair. But there we go. all done and dusted. So whatever will happen, I hope there's plenty of death, plenty of touchdowns, and hopefully we'll get 1 or 2 of them right. That's the end of the show. God knows how long we've been on for, probably about 4 hours. We're going for a record every week by the sounds of it. Thanks very much to Wrekd again for coming on.
Did you like being on Wrekd?
Yeah, it's fun. I would encourage the rest of the players to try and get on if they can.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
We've got a lot of coach. I tell you what's happened. I don't know if you can hear it. My dog's trying to sort of thinking about barking.
He wants to be on the show as well.
Bernie, what are you doing? It's a reflection, mate. What it is I've got the TV off, so you can see his reflection in the TV. So he's trying to be brave, and he's gone right up to my TV, seeing himself in the TV, and he's going ruff, ruff. So it's like, yeah, it's you donut. Now he's waffing his tail about. But anyone who doesn't know by now, my dog's called Bernie. Yeah, it's named after me. Fantastic, yeah. Claim to fame. Yes, wonderful. But we have got a lot of people wanting to come to the show. We had someone who could have come on this week, but obviously Wrekd was already on. So I think that was Watchtower. So the Amazon coach. Oh God, he might be coming on next week after he's played the Dwarfs. That should be fun. Yeah. that could be awkward. Hey man, let's have a look at your team. I got fucking no left of a team, you bastards.
What team? What team are you talking about? There is no team.
But the thing is, he might come on, he might win and go, you see, you lot know shit. Yeah, I knew I was going to win, and I'd be like, God damn, I knew I should have gone.
Yeah, but then we don't want to be on the recap, like.
Yeah, but I'm going to blame it on peer pressure. I'll be like, Watchtower, I really wanted to pick you, but them 2 was laughing, trying to intimidate me not to pick you. So I just, I bottled it and went with them. So I've only got my excuse for that one. But there's a few on the other one as well who want to play. So it's good. I mean, we like to have you guys on. It's a lot of fun. So more the merrier. I would. Dog, stop barking! God, stupid dog. You know what? If he knocks down my 15-inch TV, I'm gonna kill him. Well, I'll have no dog left. He's ready to pounce on it. I'm worried. Oh dear.
The TV's gonna kill him, but okay.
Well, if the TV don't, I'm gonna kill him because he'll break it. But they cost money, dog. I don't think I'm covered on my insurance. My dog got triggered by seeing himself in the mirror of the TV. Oh dear. Anyway, nobody wants to know about that. So yeah, anyone who wants to come on, by all means. Hopefully we'll have Watchtower on next week. But anyone else who wants to come on, by all means. And Papillion, if you really want to make obviously Crystal Hunter's day come on the show because he loves you. He's got posters of you all over the place, big love hearts around it, and all that sort of stuff. He's even played Brett's because of you, so it'd be great if you can come on as well. But anyone who wants to come on, even Juvasak the Dark Elf Slayer, come on, we'll have you on. Anyone with sense will probably not want to come on though because we're crazy, but hey, there we go. So yeah, we're done. Do we know how long we've been on for this time? Oh my god, it's definitely over 2 hours.
Yeah.
2 hours,
God damn it, Hunter. When you're not on, I get these done in 40 minutes. It's all your fault. You're a bad influence. Wow.
Yeah, honestly. But then you're only talking to yourself, man. That's
the good thing about that is nobody ever argues with me. No one ever says I'm wrong when it's about myself. It's quite good, But yeah, there we go. Anyway, we're done. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to come on, let us know. Message me on Discord, Bernie, or if you want to be really funky, message Crystal Hunter. I'm sure he'll quite happily pass it on if need be. Like I said, thanks again to Wrekd. Really good luck in your game this week. Might blow. And that's us done. So thanks again for Hunter again, and we'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye bye.
See you next week, guys.